I will apologize on behalf of South Africans then to you as a fellow African.
Yes.
Yeah, as a fellow African. We didn't mean to leave you in the dust. We're not trying to do this intentionally. However, your beef is misplaced. Because when we listened to Sean Paul and other reggae, raga artists
dance
and all
hall,
of that,
yes.
dance hall and all of those vibes, those guys would switch things up in the middle of a sentence. What did we say?
I'll say this.
No.
I'll say this to
Just
counter.
give me the light.
I'll say this. If you listen to reggae, if you listen to reggae,
let me tell you something
for the
now.
lyrics,
You're
you're listening to it wrong. That's what I'm saying. Eugene, that's what I'm saying.
Like where the sentence start? But you brought me in with
no
one thing.
Listens,
just give me the
but
light.
No one listens to No, but no one listens
just
to
give me the
reggae
light.
for the
Okay, give me the light.
You listen for the beats.
Yes, you blup. This is What Now with Trevor Noah. Today, the goal was to hang out with Joseph Opio, one of my favorite people. This guy right here, Ugandan, honorary South African, fellow Daily Show writer, co-conspirator, stand-up comedian, sports enthusiast, a football buff. That was my goal today, was to hang out with him. Okay. Then what happened was you came out of nowhere. Okay. Which is a wonderful blessing, but you came out of nowhere because it was another friend's birthday.
With the plastic bag.
You came with a plastic bag full of 0% alcohol.
It's hard to get 0% Guinness.
Yes. So you came with 0%
which is like,
alcohol.
It's also hard to carry it.
Which is like the
which is
ultimate,
like a reverse birthday
which is the
gift.
ultimate.
Yes.
It's the ultimate like paradox.
Yes.
It's like someone who's like, I came for the party, but I don't like parties.
Yes.
Okay. So that's when you came. Now, because we all roll together, we are in this thing. So now, I'll answer your question. So it's not an interview. I just wanted to hang out with Joe. Right?
Why are there cameras and... or why? Because you could have just... You assume he's one of your favorite people.
Yes.
So I assume that up until this point, you've hung out.
Yes.
Cool. Now, you decided to hang out. Are you going to hang... Like,
so now let me ask you
Can we
this.
play table tennis now? Let's play some table tennis.
I don't have a table. If there was table tennis, we could play.
Because we have to do the interview.
If there was table... No, actually, if there was table tennis, we could do it. Let me answer your question this way. Why do you make a sex tape? Because people have sex. People have sex.
No, because we want to watch back the tape.
Thank you. You want to have something for posterity. Yeah. So you have sex already, and then sometimes you go, you know what? Let's record this.
Sometimes.
So I hope that answers some of your question. Now,
it doesn't answer some of my question.
It does. You said, why are there cameras? Sometimes you want to record it.
Okay.
You want to record the thing that you do. So what I was going back to was, we were talking about food. This is like one of the perfect moments where you go like, this is why Joseph Opio is one of my favorite people. We were talking about food and the swag you have in a restaurant when you no longer have, like if the menu, all the prices are something you can easily afford.
Yes.
There's there's nothing. So I was saying, remember the first time you didn't have to calculate? Because remember there was a moment where you'd order and you'd be like, they'd be like, what would you like? And then you knew what you liked, but what you were actually trying to think of was how do I add 35 to 47?
The first time you didn't have to calculate, that was a canon event.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's also same as the first time you filled up the tank without...
Yes. Exactly. It's in that same
Yes.
where you just go fill it up.
Just fill it up.
Yeah.
First click,
So now we were talking about this, and then Joe was saying, man, there's no greater pressure than having to calculate the amount of money that a date is going to cost you when the date is sitting opposite you.
in real time.
Then he said, it reminds me of that scene from Swordfish.
Yes.
Then I went, what? Because I was like, who uses Swordfish as a reference?
Yes.
For making a decision.
Yes,
under
and I went,
pressure.
No, Joe.
It's an iconic scene.
Joe.
It's the ultimate scene.
Swordfish.
Yes. If you're thinking of making a decision under so much pressure.
My friend.
He had a gun to his head. He had to hack into this system. And then he had a woman giving him head.
Yeah?
Yes.
You left that part out.
No, guys, that's why it's an iconic
You
scene.
left that part out.
Yes.
All along we're fighting about guns. People
Yes.
guns are
That's
common.
No,
Head and guns.
he didn't let me set up the thing.
Yeah, boy, now
I
I
told
know.
him iconic scene.
That's not what I'm saying.
Iconic scene.
Yes.
No.
Okay, now I'm with you.
Hugh
I'm with you.
Jackman is a hacker. John Travolta has a gun to his head. He
Hugh
has to
Jackman
hack.
was getting a blowjob.
Yes, and he had
That's
like
iconic.
he had like a minute to hack into the system.
Yes.
The pressure he was under.
You're not okay. You're
I
not.
was saying
You're not
yes.
understanding what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm not saying that your choice of scene is incorrect.
Okay.
I'm saying I have never in my life heard somebody go to Swordfish for. I've heard people say Mission Impossible, pressure,
Yes.
action. I've heard people say The Matrix, action. I've heard people go Titanic. I've heard people go.
Who in Titanic was
There's-
under the most pressure?
need-
No.
You
What
need
I'm
to-
saying is, like, there are movies
Yes,
that
yeah,
are generally
go-to
thought
movies,
of
yes.
as the go-to for like an example
Yeah, yeah,
or for an idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you've been red pilled. It's from
Yes,
The
yes,
Matrix.
yes, The Matrix. Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Oh, I thought it was from vaccines.
No, bruh. Came from The Matrix.
Came from the Matrix. Yeah, it got co-opted by the
Exactly.
By the vaccines.
But that's
by
what I
the
mean.
alt-right, yeah. But the thing is, now I'm thinking you should change the people you hang out with.
Yes.
These people are not cultured. You should change your favorite people if they can't make.
No, but you're my favorite people, and here you are. You are sword fishing me. In fact, that's what I'm going to use it as now. From now on,
Swordfish.
I'm going to say someone swordfished me. Yes, and then they're going to go, "What does that mean?" And I'm going to say, to swordfish somebody is to just bring up the most random
It's not random.
instance. Yo, nobody knows swordfish.
Oh,
do you know
come
swordfish?
on.
Do you remember
Everyone
swordfish?
knows the
Wow,
scene.
wait. Okay, let's ask the man off
Yes.
camera.
Of culture.
You could use Swordfish. You could use was Hugh Jackman in Swordfish as a trivia question, and people would be for the 500,000 and Who Wants to Be Millionaire, and we'd be like, "That's a good question." Nobody knows Swordfish.
No one knows that.
Nah, because people are not cultured.
Yeah,
I'm a man of
diff-
culture. I'm a gentleman and a scholar, and I watch both prestige movies and I don't. So the thing is,
believe you.
it's the scene that comes to mind. There's no other scene. Tell me of any other scene. Actually, it's also
pressure scene.
It's also the only scene that's memorable from the movie.
Where Hugh Jackman gets a blowjob ever in his career.
While
hacking.
it's the context and having a gun to his head.
And he's got 60 seconds.
Yes.
You're the worst.
No. Wait, once I gave it context, though,
the
Eugene was
worst.
on board.
Eugene is just an agent of chaos.
Yes.
That's what Eugene is.
Double agent.
So provocateur.
Yeah, that's exactly what you are.
We're speaking French now.
Culture.
Actually, I've always wanted to know that about you. Is like, how do you think you found that balance as a person? Because like you have one of the strangest balances of probably any human being that I know. And what I mean by this is, there are a lot of people who will only watch like Swordfish type movies, right? And then there'll be people who immerse themselves in just like the densest literature and writings and books and blah blah blah, and political. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You name it, political forays and this and that and this. You have the broadest taste, and
Is this question to Joe or to me?
no, to Joe, you don't have broad taste at all.
Yeah, Dave, yours is very niche.
You don't have broad taste at all. This guy.
Dave is so niche. Sometimes it comes off as pretentious.
Can I tell you,
Yes.
this is going to be the weirdest podcast because people are going to go like, what is that other person? And then I don't even know how we explain it. So if you're watching or listening to this, you're going, what is happening? I'll tell you what's happening. There's a Ugandan here. Then there's another Ugandan who's also a South African, but he's not with us here.
Now you make it seem like it's chain migration.
What you think?
I came for this
No,
podcast
like
and I
that-
brought a
it sounds like
Ugandan.
context.
Seance. Like, where
Yes,
that's
that's
what
what
I'm
it feels
saying.
like. That's what it feels like. It feels like we have like a spirit that's connected to
Ugandan from the beyond.
Yes. It's like if we
You can't see him, you can hear his
yes,
voice.
if we get we get like one more, we get Zoran Mamdani as well.
then Kaluya, and then
So the reason is, I'll tell you why it's not a question to you, is because you are not broad at all.
No, only because I have the answer.
Of him.
Yes.
No, okay,
Okay,
first
tell
I want
us
to hear
the
his
answer.
answer.
Okay.
Then I want to see what you.
Okay.
Okay, so
give your answer.
Okay,
then
so
I'll
for
tell you the
me,
answer.
I don't think I made it deliberate. I don't want to be put in a box, if that makes sense. So
You'll purposely watch a
no,
terrible movie.
I don't, that's what I'm saying. I don't think I made the deliberate choice.
Okay, got it.
Because I think like art in its very nature, or like things, can be appreciated regardless of the, can we say, standard or quality. Like Swordfish, not the greatest movie in the world.
Yeah.
But it had its moments. It's complex, almost art is. It's almost like people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
People can be appreciated because they bring like different nuances to everything. So a bad movie can have a great scene. The same way a great movie can have some bad scenes in it. So when I watch or when I'm reading like books, I'll read like the most, what we call like smart books because they have great moments. And then I would read like trashy novels. I would go like on vacation and I would read like something. Yes. Okay, not exactly Mills and Bone, but it did have its moments when we were still teenagers. But I'm saying I don't have like exclusive.
Wait, Joe. I know you're becoming very profound here, but you read Mills and Boone as a teenager.
This guy's done everything. You're going to understand by the end of this conversation why this guy's one of my favorite people. This man has done every. Let me tell you one of my favorite stories. But before I do, Dave, what was your answer going to be for him? Is it the same as?
No, it's because you come from Uganda.
Okay.
As we know. So in terms of.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I'm just going to call this whole podcast pardon the interruption. Sorry to interrupt you. Can I just say what sounds funny is it almost feels like, because you've got a thick accent. It almost
do I though? That's the question.
Say?
No, every time people say that I go like, do I though? Because no. Can I explain? Can I explain?
Okay.
So I didn't know I had an accent till I left Uganda. Because everyone in Uganda sounded like this.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So then I come to America, I go to South Africa, and people go like, oh, you have an accent. And I'm like, no, you have an accent.
You're not wrong.
Yes, because in my mind, when I speak, I sound like Hugh Grant right now. When I'm talking
in fact,
right
you're like,
now,
you should go to Uganda and hear those.
No,
when
but
I'm
what's great
talking
is like,
right now,
I sound like Hugh Grant.
I sound like an English aristocrat.
No, and can I tell you something? If I've seen your so I've seen your writing, and we'll go through this in stages. So I'll actually we'll get back to the story, but in writing, because this man sitting here has a vocabulary that surpasses any human being I've met in my life, like person that I know. I don't know everyone in the world. This guy here, if I'm looking for a word, searching for a sentence, trying to fix grammar or structure, this person here knows more about the English language than anyone I've ever met. Right? So I get what you're saying. When you right now, what we heard was you, and then what you heard on the mic was you going, I don't understand why anybody thinks I have an accent. In fact, when you think about Swordfish,
in my mind,
let
me tell you. The
first thing
is when I had because Trevor does impressions.
Because Trevor does impressions.
And when Trevor does impressions, he does impressions of people. So Trevor used to go like, I'm going to do this. Then Joe said this. Then Trevor would do an impression of me, and then I would go like, who is that guy? Because I would go like, oh, that guy sounds weird.
Oh God!
Because in my mind I would go like, no, I don't sound like that. Yes, like every time.
Now that you say that.
Every time Trevor does you, he goes like, oh, I'm going to do. He does that. He goes like, so then Kibuka said, Trevor doesn't do it like normal people. Because we go like, oh, and then Eugene said this, and then we said, Trevor does you. He goes like, and then Joe said, and then you do my, and I go
you're like, hold on.
I'll go like, wait, who is that weird? Why does it sound like that? Because in my mind, I don't.
Can I tell you what's so funny to me right now? Is the idea of this happening for the first time. Because now, to you, it seems like a crazy concept. But now imagine if you were hanging out with Hugh Grant, right? And then you were telling a story about Hugh Grant. And then you go like, man, Hugh, you're such a funny guy. Like, I remember, and then Hugh Grant was like, what are you talking about? What did I do? And then you go like, I'll tell you what, I was at Subway with Hugh Grant. And then I go like, which bread do you want? And then Hugh turns to me and then he's like, I'll tell you which bread I want. That's like basically what you're saying I did to you.
That's every time. I would go like, I don't know who this guy is, but I also don't understand it. What? Like, I would go like, this guy sounds weird.
So now what I'm saying is, because at least you've seen it in practice though. In America, obviously everyone has an accent when they're speaking another language if they're in another place. We all come from countries where second language is a thing, right? So, but what I'm saying is funny now is, I knew your accent was thick. So I knew for the video side of the podcast, I was like, this is going to be dope. Then I was like, on the audio side, I was like, can you do subtitles for audio? I didn't know if you could, right? Okay. Then now, it almost feels like you, Dave, came to be his, like... Yeah, no, but to be like his, like... Yeah, but like almost... Because, okay, Joe gave his answer. I was like, Joe, why do you have such broad taste? He gave his answer. Then Dave goes, no, let me tell you what it is.
Because it comes from Uganda.
So yeah,
Yes,
tell us.
yes.
So you're saying because
So it all depends on when you first start sort of like living, you have a range of experience that's offered to you. Just as a person.
yeah.
If you live in Saudi Arabia, most likely you don't know about cold temperatures
Okay.
Yes.
because you just weren't born in cold temperatures. You know, if you live in New York City, you know 4 seasons, that kind of thing.
Right.
So Joe, coming from Uganda, the third world, he knows their various things. For example, food. He knows food can come from a restaurant.
Yeah.
It can
Yes.
come from a grocery store.
Yes.
It can come from a farm. But it can also come from the sky. You know when they drop the
This guy just brought it.
when the UN
UNICEF.
dropped the grain.
Yes.
You know when they're like that grain.
I'll say. I'll say this. No,
Most people.
Dave,
my God.
Dave, just a moment. Let me
Oh my
let me interrupt
God.
you. Just because you're talking about food. I remember first time I came to the US. So I didn't know the concept of healthy eating in that way, right?
Yeah.
There it comes.
And so when I came, Americans kept talking about organic food. And they kept telling me, my friends, you can get organic food from this place called Trader Joe's. And it's sometimes more expensive. And so I thought organic food was a brand. Then I went to Trader Joe's and they were going like, it comes from farm to table. And I'm like, that's as we call it, food in Uganda. Because everything, we don't have processed food. We don't have. And so when you're talking about like a different, like Dave is right in that.
So for example, like in your mind, just even think of when grain falls from the sky. So now Joe, I'm saying he's broad palate.
Yes.
Joe even knows which is the good grain and which is the bad grain just from which plane is flying about.
This guy just went like, I got like, avoid that place. You see the Cessna?
No, that's a P-52.
Nothing, yes, nothing ever comes here.
That's good grain over there.
So here's the thing. I hear what you mean by that, but I almost feel like it doesn't go deep enough because
I used to use that as an excuse at the Daily Show to never make a line for food. When we'd be in a food line at the Daily Show, I would go like, wow, for shame, you're making an African lineup for food again. This is why I came to America, never to, and then white people would go like, I guess he has to skip the line now. We can't.
that's a legend right there.
I would go like, wow, I did. Even water, I would go like, hey, can you get me water? Tell the fellow writer, hey, can you get me water? And go like, why? Go like, I walked 5 miles and now you want me to walk to the kitchen as well. Just,
Damn, Joe.
Yes, you have to. I can't use
What
it.
a superpower
Yeah.
to have in a building full of liberals.
Yes. They would go like, we have to.
What a
Also, Joe-
superpower.
Joe is the only guy amongst all of us who can walk into the New York Marathon and never have ran a race, but look like he was participating.
Yeah.
In fact, he might look like he won.
Yeah, you've got that like
Like he can
look
go
at-
collect a medal now. If he
He's,
wears
he,
a vest,
he also is one of the fittest. He might actually run the
if he
marathon
put,
and
no,
win.
but if he just puts on a vest
yes.
and shorts after and then you go queue for a medal, no one will ask you anything.
I did run a marathon.
Actually, it's funny you bring that up. Do you remember, man? It's funny you say that. One of my favorite stories, Joe, was when it was a movie premiere. It was Idris Elba. It was
boy.
Idris Elba's.
Oh,
this was
boy.
Idris Elba's movie.
Yes.
Okay.
Beasts of No Nation.
Beasts of No
I
Nation.
can never forget. Yes.
So, if I remember correctly, the movie was on Netflix, wasn't it?
ended up on Netflix, but
Okay.
they had a screening.
Okay, yeah.
Because
So
if you're a member of the Writers Guild, you're invited to screenings.
yes.
So that you can vote for the Oscars, you know.
Yeah.
And so I turn up to watch the movie. Brilliant movie, loved it. Then we go, because at the screening, then they have like a party afterwards.
Yeah,
Like a get together reception.
Yeah, and the movie, for those who don't
Yes.
remember, was Beasts of No Nation. Was a movie about Idris Elba being like
A warlord,
a
yeah.
warlord, and he had a bunch of child soldiers, and that was like that's
Yes.
basically the story.
Yes.
Okay,
So then we go to the reception, and then I notice there's this couple that keeps looking at me. And so it was Anthony Winner
yeah,
and Huma Aberdeen. Back then they were together. And they keep looking at me. And I go like, do I know them from somewhere? Because you get that feeling, do I know these people? And then they come and approach me with big smiles on their faces. And then I go like, as they're approaching, literally, when they're just like a second away from me, I go like, oh, it's the congressman with the scandal, in my mind. And then they approach me and they go like, we loved you in the movie. You were amazing in the movie. And I went like, this is why this guy needed to be taken down. Because that's what I said inside. But outside, I was going like, should I go like...
What did you say?
I just went like, thank you. Because I went like, they were saying I had an Oscar-winning tan, basically. What could you say?
They were saying you look like a child soldier.
Yes, that's what they did.
That's grown up.
Yes, but...
That's, yeah.
Do you have subtitles? Not subtitles, but do you have that thing that they have where they give you facts, a fact check?
On
What
the
do you mean?
screen.
Yes.
Why, you want us to fact check this?
No, I just want you to fact check that, just in case we're watching. He is not a child
Yeah,
Oh, we should put that up.
You know what I mean? Just so,
Okay.
so
he's
because
Joe is not a child soldier.
He's,
Yeah.
No, Joe is not in the movie.
he isn't in the movie and he isn't. Do you know what I mean? Because your accent is confusing. There's a lot happening.
No child soldier was
Do you
harmed
know what I
in the
mean?
making
There's
of
a
this
lot
podcast.
happening here.
When you were a kid, were your tastes as broad as they are now, or was this something that developed over time?
No, they were. Because the thing is, and to go to the point that Dave was trying to make, in Uganda, so when you come from a smaller culture, you're forced, because you don't produce as much, you're forced to consume things from larger cultures.
Yeah.
So when I was growing up, I loved reading. But then you didn't have as many books in Uganda. So you had to read everything you could get your hands on. Whether be it Mills and Boone, whether be it like Shakespeare, you just had to read everything. And so it's funny because when I go to countries, they say South Africa, even the US, Americans are very shocked. They go like, oh, how do you know about this movie that happened? How do you know about this moment that happened? How do you know about... And I go like, because when I was in Uganda, when I watch the news, when they go like foreign news, it's America, it's Britain, it's South Africa. When I'm reading a newspaper, when they go like, oh, international news, it's South Africa, it's Britain, it's... But when you're in America, because Americans are always going like, oh, we feel ignorant, we don't know as much about Uganda. Then I go like, it makes sense. When you're watching news, when they go foreign news, it's not always Uganda. Maybe every once in a while. But it's France, it's other countries. Because you guys are a big culture. So remember in What Work, and I was talking about how when we were growing up, we were at the Daily Show. And I told them, us growing up, the most iconic movie in Uganda was Baby's Day Out. Baby's Day Out was bigger than Star Wars.
Wait, what is Baby's Day Out?
It's... How do I explain it?
Sorry, I wasn't in Uganda.
Yes, so...
What happens?
Well, it's this movie about a baby. It's almost like, yes. It's almost like a rip-off of Home Alone.
Yes.
But it's like a toddler, like crawling. And then this part trying to kidnap him, and it was a huge movie in Uganda because the comedy stemmed from the physicality of it. You didn't have to know English. You didn't have to. So I told people at the Daily Show, this movie was bigger than Star Wars, and they couldn't believe it. And then we went on Wikipedia, and it turns out even in India, that movie spent more time in cinemas.
Baby's Day Out.
Spent more weeks in cinemas than Star Wars. And Americans, their minds were blown. They were like, we didn't even, this was a B, like, movies that go straight to DVD.
Straight to VHS.
And I told them that kid is an icon in Uganda. I would rather have his autograph than Harrison Ford or
Gene Hackman.
Yes. So it's that, like you are forced to consume Star Wars, but then also you are forced to consume. So Americans understand Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan is big in America, but he was huge in Africa.
Yeah.
Because his movies
No, he was
were-
massive.
Yes.
He was
but
massive.
when he said, now Jackie Chan, they understand him, but like Baby's Day Out, they went like, we don't. What?
It's another swordfish.
Yes.
That's his, you see, you swordfished them. That's exactly what Joe did. You swordfished them. Because he said in the office, he was like, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And then he used it as a reference. He went, it's as crazy as saying nobody watched Baby's Day Out.
And everyone was like,
Everyone
what?
went, I'm sorry, what?
It's not Baby's Day Out. It's Babies.
Yes. No, but now you make it sound like it's a bunch of them.
You're
It was
the
one,
worst.
baby.
Exactly what you said, Joe. Baby's Day Out.
Is it possible to have requests? Can I have some requests?
This guy with
Okay.
questions, eh?
Anything is possible. I don't understand, like, what is it? Like, you're going to ask us to sing a song to you now?
No. I would like if possible, some background, maybe some anecdotes on you and Joe's relationship. So I'm just saying it would be nice.
and we're taking your request.
Yes,
So
if you could be like, this is Joe, this is one of my great friends.
Yeah. Whoa, our great.
Whoa.
Favorite people or whatever.
Yeah. There's a difference between favorite people and great
here's the thing.
friends.
No. Even favorite, I think. I object to favorite because I've seen the favorites he has.
No. But
Why are you pointing at me?
No, because I've seen Eugene, I've seen Kaya, I've
Yes.
seen Anele,
Wait,
I've seen this. I don't want to be lumped in
But
with
these are
this character.
my
Yeah, I don't want to be lumped in.
These are my
This is
favorites.
Not,
Wait.
I'm not sure this is good for my brand. No,
Wow.
And you didn't object to food aid.
No, listen.
Nothing.
Listen. I'll tell you why.
Which one?
Listen, Kaya, Eugene. These are South Africans.
And I said
I
honorary
don't
South
want to be-
African.
No, but even that, like,
Honorary South
you know
African.
this as Africans, we have beef with South Africans.
Yes.
It might be even be one-sided.
Yes.
And actually, a friend told me to bring this up to you. Why do South Africans?
Hey.
Why?
Wait, whoa.
It sounds like I'm going.
No, I want to hear the question.
Why do South Africans always begin a tweet in English and then end it in Vernac?
You're trying to confuse the ending.
No. But that's.
No.
I'll actually tell you why.
Yes.
No, I'll tell you why. Because that's how most South Africans even speak to each other.
But
So-
you realize how confusing that is for the rest of Africa.
So listen, now, it's funny you say that. We went to Shakespeare in the Park,
Okay.
here in Central Park, right? And so it was a beautiful rendition of Twelfth Night. It's Lupita Nyong'o, it's Peter
Look at you
Dinklage.
being cultured, yes.
Trying.
Yes,
Trying.
not Swordfish, but okay.
Yes. So we're trying. So we go and watch Shakespeare. Every sentence started in the kind of English that I know,
Okay.
and then it ended in like some Shakespearean stuff that didn't make any sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I didn't see one person saying, why do they do that? Why did Shakespeare
Because it
do
was
that?
still English.
No, but he made up words. There's random words that weren't English
Yes,
that
he
he made.
was a wordsmith.
Cockle
That's what-
pop.
Yeah, no, that's what a wordsmith does. But I'm saying
Yeah,
you guys
so-
begin in one. You know.
Yes.
It's
So let me
almost like-
explain
it's
why.
almost- okay.
Let me explain why. So, since you wanted to take it there's a thing called apartheid, Joe.
Okay.
Okay?
Seems I missed out. Okay. I'm just saying I have FOMO because Dave went through it. Because Dave left Uganda to go to South Africa. And I always tell him, dude, you left Uganda. You went like, I would rather go to a country where black people are treated like this than stay in this hole.
Keep your Mills and Boone and Baby's day out.
Then he bounced. He bounced. This
baby's day out.
This baby is out.
This baby is out,
It's very offensive when you think about it. He went like, you see apartheid South Africa, still better than Uganda. Meanwhile, we are stuck there. Yes.
So I really do think this is what it is. It's actually a beautiful byproduct of a terrible beginning, right? Because South Africa is a country where black people and everyone was forced to speak certain languages that weren't their own. Okay. So you were forced to speak English, you were forced to speak Afrikaans, right? So people were commonly speaking a language or starting a sentence in a language that they didn't speak. But oftentimes your vocabulary runs out. Most sentences are easy to start in another language, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I know this when I learn new languages. I'll find like if I speak Spanish because I don't really know how to speak it yet, I can start a sentence,
Spanish, yes.
you know, and I can go disculpe, perdone, and then you're like, okay, I have to default. I have to default.
Okay, no, yeah, I
Right.
understand, yeah.
A natural byproduct of that in language, I find, is that people who've been forced to speak another language adopt parts of that language, but the true essence of who they are is contained in their mother tongue.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they might start a sentence in English because that's just how they speak. But when you want to get into like the juice of it, you start the sentence in English, and then by the end, uzobona ukuthi ziyakhipha because social is, you get what I'm saying? Social
Can I
counter.
Because we were also forced to learn a language.
Okay.
You make it seem like South Africa was the only country that
I
was
didn't
colonized.
make it seem like anything. Why are you making it beef?
No, you said
I
people.
didn't make it seem like. I just told you how South Africa was.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the beef that we have with you guys.
Okay,
'Cause
tell
you
us.
do this
Yes.
on an international platform. So
What
now,
was we doing?
No, on
That's
Twitter.
a
No,
busy
so,
one.
no. So listen, yeah.
Hey, macho.
So now listen. No, Eugene. So now I want you to appreciate my beef.
Okay, sharp. I'm
so
here for it.
I'm following this tweet. It's very funny.
Yes.
And then I don't understand the ending. And then I'm like, wait, what happened?
Okay, so
now
now-
I have to go to Google Translate.
Yes.
And the worst part is, it's almost like being ghosted via text. Because you are following and then pro twist. Now they're speaking Kosa or whatever. And you are so invested.
Yeah.
You are so invested because South Africans are great at Twitter.
Yeah, we're good at storytelling.
So you're invested and then now you see people laughing and you're like, okay, I didn't get the ending. It's like Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's like Game of Thrones. If you think about it, great season, first season, great, second,
And then the final season
then
was
you go like,
Vernac.
what just happened now?
So I'm trying to explain it to you. So this is what I'm saying. You're not wrong about these parts, right? And I will apologize on behalf of South Africans then to you as a fellow
Apology
African.
accepted, yes.
Yeah, as a fellow African. We didn't mean to leave you in the dust. We're not trying to do this intentionally. However, your beef is misplaced. Because when we listened to Sean Paul
Okay.
and other like
yes.
reggae, raga artists and
Dance
all
hall,
of that,
yes.
dance hall and all of those vibes, those guys would switch things up in the middle of a sentence. What did we say?
I'll say this.
No.
I'll say this to
Just
counter.
give me the light.
I'll say
Yeah.
this. If you listen,
Pardon,
if you listen to reggae, if you listen to reggae,
Let me tell you something
for the
now.
lyrics,
You're
you're listening to it wrong. That's what I'm saying. Eugene, that's what I'm saying.
Like where the sentence starts.
But
you brought me in with
no
one
one
thing.
listens.
Just give me the
but
light.
no one listens to no, but no one listens
Just
to
give me the
reggae
light.
for the
Okay, give me the light.
You listen for the beats.
Yes, you blab.
No one listens to.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to you. Don't think of it as an affront.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now that you've told us,
Yes, I'm sure. Yes.
we appreciate it. We won't change anything. However, we'll look in. We should blame this on like the platforms for not like translating automatically or like showing you. But I'll bring that up with South Africa.
But it's also the reason why we coined the phrase running out of English bundles. Because like running out of data.
Oh yeah, that's what
Yeah,
they're saying.
so when the English runs out, you like default,
Yeah.
then you have to get in there. But it was the same with Tsotsitaal. Tsotsitaal was a mixture of Afrikaans and any other South African language. So you'd mix the Afrikaans just to get by, and then you'd put the other parts just to gossip
Yeah.
about the other person. So initially,
Okay, but you did know this is unique to South Africa, right?
No,
because like we don't do it in
No,
Uganda.
a lot of people do it. No, a lot of people.
we
No. I'll tell you, a lot of
No,
people
we
do it.
don't.
No, I'll tell you.
Okay.
When I was in India,
Okay.
they'll do it with Hindi as well.
Okay.
They'll start a sentence in English, like literally someone,
I'm-
friends will
I'm-
be talking with each other. I'm like literally when we're in Mumbai doing shows.
No. I understand talking. I'm saying tweeting. That's why I said.
Oh, you're saying the writing
an
of-
international platform.
Oh.
Yes. So
Okay,
I'm
I
not
get what
familiar.
you're
I'm
saying.
not familiar with Hindi Twitter.
Okay.
But this is a very uniquely African thing.
No,
South African thing.
they'll do it sometimes.
No,
They'll do it
but
sometimes.
that's the thing.
They'll start a sentence and they'll be like, yo guys, why does it seem like every time India's
does the text
hosting,
sound like that?
No, because they're doing it in their accent when they're speaking as well. So they go like,
No,
yo
you
guys,
see, the
notice
Indians are very offended because they sound like Hugh Grant in their minds. They're going like,
No,
who is
but
that?
Indians know how
They're going
Indians
who is
sound.
that?
You're the only person who doesn't know how you sound. In fact, I want to know from you guys, did you not have recorders in India, in Uganda?
Can I?
Did Joe never hear his accent in
No,
Uganda?
why would we
Yeah,
have-
it's
why would
crazy.
you have
But
a
can I
recorder?
ask a
What-
question? Can I ask a question?
Okay.
I feel like you came to an interview.
Yeah, I came to
Q&A.
it. In terms of your guys' relationship.
Okay.
And
It's
by
a
the
very-
way,
it's a beautiful
before we
relationship
move
you
on,
have.
can I just say how much I appreciate this? Because we never have a viewer or listener. This feels like the comment section is live.
live.
It also but it also feels like a therapy session.
No.
Because it keeps taking it back. You
No,
have a
but I do
beautiful-
like the comments. I'm just
Okay.
saying I appreciate you.
Yes,
I appreciate you.
You know, because I know all three of you
Yes.
are like have a wonderful relationship, and it would be, and you're here to podcast Joe. Is that the phrase that you use?
No, he said he's here to sex tape Joe.
To hang out with Joe.
Yes,
Sex
that's the
tape.
next-
yes.
Okay, cool. But before you make the sex tape,
You would like me to tell you how I met this guy?
not even how you met, but just in that vein, just to establish us so that we know, okay. This is, because if, let's say Joe was your brother, then you could go, this is my brother. A few anecdotes from
Also
when you were young.
antidotes.
Oh yes, that you know what I'm saying. This is
No,
my.
the funny thing
this
is,
Okay.
I feel we're going to have
Here
very
the way it is,
conflicting.
you just brought some cab driver from New York, put him at the table, and I'll interview you. So that's the feeling we're getting. Lost in space.
You know what? It sounds like.
driver.
It sounds like. It sounds like Dave is going like. You need to establish so that it feels like he thinks ICE might raid this, and you need to establish the relationship.
No,
here.
no. I'll tell you what's happened. Dave has lived in New York for too long. And in New York and in America, the number one phrase people love asking is, so how do you guys know each other?
Yes.
So like, how do you guys know each other? Like, where did you guys meet? So like, how do you guys know each other?
How do you know the birthday boy?
Yes.
How do you know? Yes.
There's like the context. I find more than most places in the world, America, but in New York, people really want to know like how people know each other? How are you connected and how, you know what I mean?
Makes sense. Okay.
Whereas like even now going back to South Africa, I've realized like the other day we were watching, was the Premier League just started and we had people over. A whole bunch of friends came and it was a mixed group. No one asked anyone how anyone knew anyone. We just got in with like our opinions and our ideas.
Because you assume, yes.
And then people just left and no one went, so how do you know that person? But I like that you said this, so I'll give you a bit of a backstory. So to go back.
I feel like we're going to have very conflicting,
very
conflicting takes on this.
No. Mm-hmm. I didn't know you. So I'm saying I wouldn't have known you through Dave. Tell your side of how we met and then we can go from there.
Okay, so the way I remember it, I knew Dave prior. I come to New York. So, I knew Dave because I went to South Africa to perform comedy, to like pursue comedy. I met Dave. I go to wherever Dave was working. I just showed up. I didn't know anyone. So I arrived in South Africa. I don't know anyone. I go to where the Daves used to work because I liked their show. We got it in Uganda. So I walk in and they go like, hey, I'm here to see the guys who do this show. Which seems crazy now, but made sense then.
Even then.
Yeah, no. Then the receptionist then the receptionist goes like, okay, you can have it. Who do you want to see? Then I go like, oh, whoever produces the show.
Weirder.
Then they go like, oh, they're out for lunch, but you can have a seat. So I sit. Now remember, I used to do a show like LNN in Uganda.
Yeah, you used to basically you basically used to do the Daily Show in Uganda, but alone.
Like a very pale, like starved imitation of the Daily Show.
Why did you have to say starved?
Because it wasn't getting grains from up there. So I turn up, and then I'm seated there, and then Kahiso comes. Kahiso was like the director, creator, producer, and Dave, and they come. No, I think Dave didn't come, it was Kahiso. And then they're walking past the reception, and they do a double take. And they go like, hey, wait, are you the guy who does the show in Uganda? And I go like, oh, yeah, it's me. Then go like, oh my God, we're big fans. We've watched the show on YouTube. Can you come through? Then I'm like, oh, that's why I came here. So then they take me back to the writer's room. And then I sit in the writer's room. Then they start pitching jokes, talking. Then I start pitching as well. Because, I make myself comfortable wherever I go. So I start pitching. Then I pitch an idea. Because remember, you were shooting something about the South African elections and how like there were illegals coming in, maybe from Zimbabwe, trying to...
Still?
Yes. No, to vote.
No, still now.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought still the election. So then I pitched, hey, how about, what if I pitched something about an illegal coming in, trying to act like a South African, and then he's singing like all the South African songs, social laws, but he's butchering them. Because clearly it's an illegal. And so then they go like, hey, are you around on Monday? They go like, yeah, I am. Go like, oh, can you come? We'll shoot you. You'll be the illegal. I go like, okay, cool. So
this feels like a trap, by the way.
No.
This really does feel like a trap.
So then I show up. All this happens, blah, 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 blah. And then I get to know Dave. We meet. Dave was a very gracious host. He takes me around, perform stand-up, this and this. And then...
You know what's the interesting thing? Sorry. Even though I asked for this question.
Okay.
Is that the way I asked, could you describe how you met Trevor?
Yes.
And now what you're doing is you're giving backstory. Because this could go...
No.
Everybody linked, you know what I'm saying? And then I was born...
I knew when he said I'm sorry that he's not. I knew.
Do you know what I'm saying?
There's no sorry for him.
No, okay, no. I get it.
A backstory can start at any point.
Yes, at any point.
I met you through so-and-so.
You
then
Mills and Boone
I
like
met
as a
through
child.
so. Do you see what I'm saying?
You're lucky I didn't start with my first day out as a baby.
Yes,
But anyway, no. Okay, no.
Yes.
So anyway, so I get
You
to know...
and Trevor met at some
Okay,
in
so I
some
get to
way
know...
or
So I
form.
get to know Dave.
How did that happen?
I get to know Dave, then I tell Dave. Okay, listen. So I get to know Dave. Then I tell Dave, I'm going to go to America because I've come to South Africa and I've kind of hacked it, but not really. But now I want to go to America because America is the biggest comedy.
Wait. So how familiar are you with Dave at this point? Do you even tell him your dreams and wishes?
No, we hung out. Like for...
So fast forward from the day.
No, because I had only a 1 month visa. So we hung out during that time. Then I tell Dave,
There's
hey,
visas.
yeah, South Africa, we need visas to come to South Africa.
You do?
Yes. And yet we helped shelter Mandela and those guys. So anyway, that's another beef. We won't get into it. So I tell Dave, hey, I'm going to go to South Africa. I'm going to go to America because that's where all the big comedians are. Then Dave goes like, what? But you're starting to get your footing together. And I go like, yeah, I'll go. If it doesn't work out, I'll come back.
Yeah.
So then I come to America. First night, I knew no one in America. I come in, I go like, America gives me 3 months. So I went like, I need to make it work as quickly as possible. So first night, I go to the Cellar.
The Comedy Cellar.
Comedy Cellar. Because I had seen it in Louis and I knew about it. So I got like, hey, I asked the bus staff, the wait staff, hey, I'm here to see ST, the booker.
Oh yeah, ST who runs the
the
comedy
booker, because I'd done some research. And then the wait staff goes like, no, she comes in around midnight. So can you wait around? I go like, I wait. I have nothing to do. First night, I wait. Midnight 31. ST is nowhere to be seen. So the wait staff tells me, hey, so I tell her, I'm going to bounce. She's not here. Then goes like, oh, okay, cool. Then in my mind, I go like, I'm coming back tomorrow. So I show up tomorrow night, different wait staff. Then I go like, hey, I'm here to see ST. And this particular wait staff thinks I have an appointment. So she goes like, oh, see it, around, she'll come in around midnight. So I see it, midnight 30. She comes and she goes, okay, so ST's here. So now ST, this from the comedy set, she goes sits at the comedian's table.
Yeah.
So I stand up and go to the comedian's table. And it was ST, it was Louis C.K., it was, I think, Colin Jost from SNL, and I think Aziz Ansari. They were seated there. So I go and I approach and I go like, hey, ST, what's up? She goes like, oh, hello, how are you doing? And I go like, oh, I'm a comedian and I want to perform at the Comedy Cellar. And then she goes like, oh, okay. Do you have you been on TV before? Because you need a TV credit to perform at the Cellar. And I go like, yeah, I've been on South African TV, I've been on Ugandan TV. Then she goes like, no. She goes like, no, that doesn't count. I mean, have you been on America? Have you been on a late night show in America? Then I go like, no. Then she goes like, oh, okay. Then in that case, you need to be recommended by two comedians who have played there for 10 years.
Damn.
And then I go like, okay, ST, I understand. Now, remember, this whole time, the table, they just look at me like going like, what's happening
because now you've interrupted.
Yes,
like,
what's happening?
The table.
Yeah, the table. So, but I didn't know about this. So then I go like, yeah, ST, I understand all these restrictions. You don't want trash on your stage. All these are quality control measures. But in my defense, I've come a long way. I've come from Africa. That should count for something. Then she goes like, oh, that's funny. Oh, okay. Can you send me something? I'll waive some of these things. Can you send me something on email? And I go like, okay. So she gives me her email address. And I go like, of course, she's blowing me off. I've seen this story before, girls give you the wrong number. I go like, oh, ST is blowing me off. Then I go back to my place, it's like 1:30. And then I send her something. I said I had done like a clip about Obama becoming president. And I saw her 12 minutes later, she responds. And she goes like, oh, this is different and funny. Come through and perform. So I go through.
Same night?
No. This is like five nights later.
Okay.
I go through to perform.
Yeah.
And then I perform. She comes down to see you. So I went on after Louis C.K. And when Louis C.K. came off, I went on after him. And then I go and perform 5 minutes. I perform and then people laugh at my punchlines. And then Dave Attell, who is a comedy legend in New York, comes on after me. And then he goes like, as I'm walking off, he goes like, hey, yo, can you hold on a moment? Then he goes like, are you really from Uganda? I go like, yeah, I am. Then he goes like, no, I don't believe it. You knew so much about America and politics and this. Then he goes like, this guy, I think, is a Brooklyn comedian whose whole shtick is I'm a Ugandan. So then makes jokes that I come off. Then ST goes like, oh, how was it? I go like, oh, it was fun. It was funny. They laughed on punchlines. But man, Louis C.K. and Dave Attell, wow. People laugh at their silences, at their gestures.
Yeah.
Wow, I want to be like that. So can I come back and just watch and learn? I don't want to go back on stage. Can I just come and watch and learn the masters? And she goes like, oh, I like that. I like that attitude. Oh, okay. So she calls a member of the wait staff and she goes like, this guy is going to be coming in. Like, comp his food and drinks.
Oh, wow.
And now in ST's mind, I think she thought I'll be coming in once a week.
That's why the food
Or
and
once
drinks.
every time. But now I'm an African in New York. I know no one. And you're offering food.
And drinks.
So I was there every night. And so I would go sit. They bring my food and my drink. I eat. She made it's a cardinal error. Offering an African free food. So I'm eating. And then I see the comedians come off. And I'm a writer. So comedians come off. I give them notes. Hey, maybe you should change this. I give, many comedians, I give Louis C.K. a note. Because he had a joke where he had the punchline in the middle. And then when we start talking, he would like talk over the laughter. So I give him a note. And everyone loses their minds. They go like, yo, there's this African who gave Louis C.K. the Louis C.K. But I didn't see him as a Louis C.K. I saw him as a comedian. And now, cutting long story short, 2 2 weeks.
you
No,
know,
no,
this is a long story.
We've
No.
gone past that.
No, listen,
no,
listen,
we're
there's no
at-
cutting a long
at-
story
at-
short.
Not
You
after
should
what we
cut
know.
the whole thing.
No, because now I'm going to
No.
Trevor. I'm going to meet
But you
you,
didn't
Trevor.
cut
Go
a long.
anywhere.
Yes.
But don't cut
Stay
it.
here. Don't cut
There's
no
nothing
long
to cut.
story short.
Okay,
Because
okay.
there's no. It's already a long story.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
So you
okay.
haven't cut anything.
Okay. So I'm now a permanent fixture at the cellar. So then one day I calm down. You know the steps, the famous steps.
Yeah.
And then I see Trevor. I see you. You are prepared to go on. You're prepared to go on stage. So I come and go like, oh, Trevor. Because then they go like, oh. Why? Then I go like, oh, I'm a big fan. Then we talk a bit because Trevor is very polite.
Oh,
When we
yeah.
meet, yeah. So
Trust
then
me,
he goes on stage.
I've
then
seen his polite.
Yeah.
I mean, oof.
yeah, he will
write about
he will
even
indulge you.
Shakespeare as
Yes.
a sonnet.
So then he comes back. Then Trevor goes like, wait. Because then when you're going on, you had your jacket. You were taking off your jacket. I told you, I'll hold it. Then you give it to me. Then you go on, perform, come back. Then I go like, oh. Then I think I tried to give you a note or something. Then you go like, hey, wait. Are you the Ugandan guy? Are you like the African comedian? Then I go like, yeah, I am. Then he goes like,
Said
oh.
African twice.
Yes, then Africa.
Yeah.
Then he goes like, oh, I've been receiving texts about you. Yeah, are you the one who gave Louis C.K.? Then I go like, yeah, I told him how to change. Then you go like, oh, people have been texting me like, yo, Trevor, there's an African comedian. Forget you. This one sounds like an African. So then he goes like, this one sounds like, yes, like he just jumped out of like, Coming to America, those movies. So then we go up. And then we start like
Are you still
talking.
holding the jacket?
No, I've given it back to
Okay,
him.
sure.
Yeah, no, I'm not that kind
Because
of guy.
Esti made that mistake.
So then we go up, and this was around like 8:30, and then we just start talking. And we talk like, I think up to like 5. Just talking about soccer, life, comedy. And then you went like, oh, this was fun. We should do it again. Critical mistake, because I'm there every night. Comes back the next night, we hang out, and that's when you told me about Dave. You went like, oh no, I contacted Dave. Oh, and Dave thinks you're a cool guy, you're a good guy, we're good people. Oh, we should hang out. And I feel like that's when we started hang out. And then that's when we had the incident with Neil Brennan.
Yeah, but pause there. So I'll tell you how this unfolded for me. Okay. So I was born away, lad, in South Africa on a rainy Monday. They say that my mother turned to me as I came out of her womb. No. This is from my side of the story. This is what happened.
Yeah.
I used to go to the Comedy Cellar all the time, doing my thing. All of a sudden, I start getting texts from random people. Yo, is this guy your friend? Yo, who's this guy? Basically, every text, it's basically come get your mans. That's what every text, the subtext is.
Yes.
There's an African at the Comedy Cellar. Is
Come
this
get him.
yours?
Yes.
But they're saying it like I have like
A portal.
a portal and a responsibility. Every single person was like, hey, there's an African here. Is he waiting for you? Is he here for you? Then I was like, guys, do you know how big Africa is? I was like, this is why we need to change that map.
Yeah.
Because you guys think this guy's from my house. So anyway, people keep texting me. They keep texting me. The day with Louis, I was actually there and I saw this in person. I remember, I thought you were just some random straggler who's hanging around. Louis came off stage. And then you accosted Louis and you're like, Louis. Then you're like, can I give you a note? No. I was thinking that's the punchline. I
I was
noticed.
sounding like Hugh Grant. I don't
Then
know
you were
who-
like,
I don't know who this guy.
No, Louis, I noticed there was a punchline that you were, there was a moment that you missed. So I was thinking that maybe you could, then I remember being like, yo, bruh, this is a random audience member giving one of the greatest comedians of our generation notes. Who is this person?
So basically, you were an observer at that moment.
Yeah,
and he
I
didn't
was,
even know
he
you
didn't
were
even
there.
see me. I was
Yes.
just like, damn, whoever that guy was, that's like, I was just like, this is just craziness.
You were Humpty Dumpty in Puss in Boots.
I kept on moving, right? Then we spoke that night, you're talking about the night. But before that, what actually happened was Dave sent me a message and he said something to the effect of, I could probably find it if I looked in my WhatsApps because you can just go back years.
Do you mind saying it in Dave's voice?
So, okay, I'll
That
do it.
message.
So then Dave sends me a message, but I didn't hear his voice in the message, so that would be fake.
But you know it now.
Yeah, but that would be fake. If I
enough,
repeat
yeah.
something he said, I'll do it. So sends me a message, and the message says, "Yo, there's a random Ugandan you're going to meet."
Random.
No, really, he goes like, I'm paraphrasing, but I think I'm gonna get it sort of right. He goes like, "There's a random Ugandan you're going to meet. He's going to seem like the most random person you've ever met, and your first instinct will be to not speak to him." Your first instinct will be to not speak to him.
This is a growing review.
Ignore your
What a
instincts.
glowing.
Your first instinct will be to not speak to him.
Yes.
But I promise you now, he's one of the smartest human beings you've ever met in your life. As smart as you think I am, he's 10 times more smart. He's super funny. He knows everything
10
about
times
comedy.
smarter,
You see, there you go.
not more smart. Okay. Yeah.
So there you go. You see? So then he's like, so please give him a chance, talk to him, hang out with him. He wants to do comedy in America. And I told him that he must speak to you. So because of Dave now, I go, oh, okay.
You must be.
This guy's not random because Dave introduces me to no one. And I mean no one. Just him and then like one homeless guy. These are the only people that Dave has like.
Which makes it two homeless people.
These are the only people that Dave has ever like introduced me to. Okay. So, but the homeless guy came many years later when I knew Dave. You were like the first. So Dave doesn't do that. So anyway, so that's how I make contact with you. So I go like, all right, you've really been vetted or somebody has vouched for you. So I don't even know what the deal is, but I was like, I have to just get to know you. And then he wasn't wrong. I mean, within 10 minutes of hanging out with you, I was like, you're one of the weirdest person. You're like an alien who, I've always told you this though. You're like an alien because the way you see the world and the way you operate in it is alien-like. You don't take into account many of the social norms that people take into account. Like one day I remember I was walking with you in a park and we just finished playing a game of soccer here in New York. And we're walking across the field in the park, and some people are playing baseball in one corner, other people are doing sprints, other people are just working out, and we're walking back with our bags. And there was a family with their babies, and there was like one baby, one baby, and one toddler. And the toddler came running in our direction. It's a white family, white everything, and the toddler comes running in our direction. I'm like, what? I'm just like, whatever, it's a child. Joe, and I remember seeing this in slow motion.
Joe drops kicks the baby.
And I remember seeing this in slow motion.
I go like, take that, Whitey.
Joe runs, the kid runs towards us. Joe runs towards the kid, grabs them. But this is like a movie where it's like the kid is like, Uncle Joe or something.
Oh.
Joe grabs the baby.
Baby.
I am looking out of the corner of my eye like this, because this is all happening sort of in slow motion. So I'm like, no, don't touch the baby. Joe grabs the baby and then hoists the baby up and starts like throwing the baby, but like he's known this, like a family member.
Yes.
And Joe throws this baby up and he's like, oh, no, look at you. No, baby. And this baby. Now, as he grabbed the baby, from behind the baby, another corner, I see the parents. Now, this is happening in the space of 7 seconds max. But you know how fast your mind can process things in those moments. I'm panicking. I see them turn. They've just seen this guy grabbing their child in a park.
Hoisting them.
I see them turn. You see the look on their faces like, shit, it's happening.
This African is adopting
No,
our white baby.
you see that, I saw.
He's reversing the roles. This is now my UNICEF baby. Come here, UNICEF baby. I'm going to give up a cup of coffee every day. I'm going to make your dreams come true.
So I see the panic in their eyes. But before I can tell Joe, don't do it, and I'm trying to almost tell them.
He's okay.
It's too
and
late.
You're trying to tell him,
Joe
don't
has,
do that.
And then the dad comes running in. You can see he's like basically failed in his life. Because he comes running in, but it's too late. Because Joe has his baby. And Joe takes the baby, throws the baby up, and then the baby diffused the whole thing. Because the baby had more fun in like those 2 seconds. I can't even explain it to you. And then the dad came and just stood by us while Joe just carried on. He didn't even go like, that's my baby. Or he just stood there like, I guess they know each other. He was so thrown by what he had experienced that he didn't know what to do. And then the mom came holding the baby.
Yes.
So the toddler's in Joe's arms. She's holding the other baby. And they're just standing there like, they're standing there the way you would stand if like a bear had grabbed your child from a
Don't
crib
make any-
camping.
No one move.
No one
Yes,
move.
yeah.
But your child
Let's
is
see what
giggling,
the- yeah.
and the bear's just juggling your child. The bear's juggling your child, and your child's having a good time, and no one moved. And then Joe was just like, "Oh no, what? Oh no, look at you! Oh no, oh look at pop, 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 pop." And then he put the baby down, and the baby was just like, "Yeah, baby." The baby was ecstatic. That toddler was ecstatic. And then the parents like scooped the kid
And
up,
the people was like, nah.
and then the parents
lives-
scooped the kid up
He lives to fight another day.
and looked at us like, "Hey, thank you, hey." And then they walked away. You could see they were shocked, and they felt like they had escaped something.
UNICEF.
And then Joe just carried on what he was talking about before. He's like, "No, so here's the thing. If we can press them, if the defense moves forward next time, we kind of find it." Then I said, Joe. Then I said, Joe, don't ever do that again.
no, but
I was like, my man, in America, a black man cannot go around grabbing white people's babies. I was like, Joe, don't do. Then he's like, "No, what do you mean? What do you?" Then I said, Joe. He's like, "No, but the babies love it. They love it when you throw." I was like, Joe, you just got here.
I'll say this. I wouldn't trust my baby with a guy with that accent. The
100%.
guy who is speaking the way
No,
he's
but
speaking.
in their defense, they
no,
do hear
I'm
you.
going to,
No.
The
But
guy
I'm saying
the
in
guy
their
whose
defense,
accent you're making. Yeah,
That guy.
that guy wouldn't.
Scoundrel number one.
And that was one of the first moments where I was like, because you even saying it in the story, nobody would ever at the Comedy Cellar go up to the comedians table with SD and Louis C.K. and Aziz Ansari and Colin Jostin and just interrupt the conversation, and then also be like, when they go like, "No, you can't come," be like, "No, let me tell you why I should." But also not in like an asshole way. No, that's why I say you're like an alien.
No, but I'll say this. So to the kid's story, for me, the reason it didn't stand out till Trevor pointed it out was I would do that with a kid in Uganda. So I didn't grow up with the racial dynamics of America
Yeah,
or
but
South
even
Africa.
baby dynamics.
No, because I know one thing about babies. I have a net up. So kids. So
Kids
the
love
thing
to
I love
fly.
with kids is what you see is what you get. They're not like adults.
Yes.
You have fun with them. They give. So
I'm not speaking about the babies.
I had another experience like that. So I was.
You've
at
done it again?
No. I was at a park. Because it's instinctive. Listen, I was at a park.
Cash
with-
Patel.
Listen,
we don't know this guy.
at FBI. At Stephen Miller.
What do you have? Two failed attempted human trafficking.
At White House. No.
I'm out. My visa
I
still
don't want
has
to
2
be.
years.
I don't want to be. No, here's the thing. So we were at the park. I was with a friend who has kids. Cat, right? Cat, right? And we. So this kid,
Who's we?
No, you go with your friends who have kids to the park. So I'm pushing the kid on the swing.
You know this kid.
Yeah. This is my friend's
Okay,
kid.
sharp.
And then there's a kid next on another swing who's being pushed by a fellow kid. And so I'm pushing this kid, and then the other kid overbalances, the other kid falls.
Yeah.
And my instinct, I immediately go and grab the kid and start kissing him on the forehead, going, "Okay, it's okay, it's okay." No, I got okay. No, because the kid is crying. So the kid is crying.
God.
So
Like, there's an indictment.
No,
Yes.
listen.
I feel like, what are we doing
So
here?
I'm.
I feel like,
Listen.
what am I part of? I feel like
So-
that Epstein tape where they're like, "Do you know these kids?" Yeah.
So
Who's
I'm
asking?
soothing. No, listen. So I'm
Is that deposition?
So I'm soothing the kid. I'm gonna.
Why are you soothing them with your
Because the
lips?
kid is crying.
Oh my
No,
goodness.
no, because you.
Joe,
No.
we are going to
So
jail.
so when you hug the kid, listen, you're hugging the kid. Listen.
we are going to jail.
Self-
I'm sorry, guys.
Self-incriminating. No. Listen.
Self.
No, so I'm going like, so when you're hugging the kid and the kid is crying.
No, I don't know.
I'm like, hey,
I've
hey,
never
hey.
hugged a
I'm like, hey,
stranger
hey.
to
I'm like,
camera.
listen.
I have never hugged a stranger. I've never soothed them with their lips.
But the kid is crying.
I don't care.
I'm saying that's what I would do to a kid in Uganda.
understand.
I would go like, hey, kid, there.
Are there
It's
swings
okay.
in
It's
Uganda?
okay. It's okay. You're brave. We have swings. Come on. We don't have. So I go like, there. It's okay. You're brave. You're a brave little man. Don't worry. And then the mom comes. And the mom, she had the same look of panic, like, "Oh, what's this stranger doing with my kid?" But then the kid keeps quiet, telling me, "You're strong, you're brave." And then the mom goes like, "Oh, okay. Oh, thank you so much." Because the mom and I was playing with another kid.
Yes.
She was like on the other side.
yeah.
What
So
if
then-
the problem is having two kids here? I think just one child gives
So
you
for me,
attention.
in my mind, it's the same thing, Trevor, we have with
Yes,
police.
but no.
It's the same thing we have with policemen. When policemen stop us, the way I talk to. Okay, so again, another story. When I came to America before I met you, I had this friend who was from Philly. So one day we're going to a comedy club and we get lost in the subway, right?
Yeah.
So then he's going like, he doesn't know which train to take because he was from Philly. I'm from Africa. We don't know the thing. So I see subway cops. I see like the cops in the subway. So I just walk up to them and I go like, hey guys, we are lost. So which train? And then this guy just keeps his distance, my friend. And then I come back and tell him, they said we take the air. It will take us to the village and west. So then he goes like, dude, what's happening? Then I go like, Then he goes like, dude, you're black, I'm black. We never approach policemen like that. Then I go like, what do you mean? Then he goes like, they could have shot you. Those interactions don't end well. Then I told him, but they're there to serve us. So I told him, if they shot me, I'll die more out of shock. I'll go like, these guys suck at their jobs. Because in Uganda, and Dave knows this, in Uganda, why would you shoot me? You're
Shock. The number one killer of Ugandans in America.
No, so this guy was going like, I don't understand. Why would you just approach a bunch of... But that's what I would do in Uganda.
Yeah.
If I'm lost, I would approach the policeman and go like, hey. And he couldn't believe it. So
I'm just picturing this guy. A black guy from Philly.
Yes.
And he just watched you approach the cop.
Very confident, with swag as well.
Start kissing them and throwing them up.
You are strong little soldier.
Then you're like, which way can we go?
No, so the thing is, when you didn't grow up in the culture.
But this is what I'm trying to say. So
Can I ask another question?
Go, of course.
Great.
This is what the show is all about. We love the fans.
Okay, thank you.
Please.
The one interesting thing that Joe has, I've known you for like 12, 13 years, whatever it may be, and I have never, because this is a sort of like an anomaly kind of situation that you guys have described, or he has described, kissing strangers' babies.
Anomaly for who?
No, with context. My
No,
God.
I get the context. No.
Babies.
No, I get the context. No,
Yes.
Yeah.
What I'm
If
saying
they
is
edit
that
out this part, they're
No,
like, Joe
what I'm-
kisses strangers' babies.
what I'm saying is that the part that I find the most interesting out of you, the most interesting, is that I've known you for whatever it is, 12, 13, 14 years, whatever it may be, and I've spent a lot of time with you. And in all that time that I have spent with you, I have never for 5 minutes seen you upset or in a bad mood.
That's why I'm saying he's an alien.
No, I'm saying, so could you explain that?
That's sort of, it goes to the alien thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Actions that people might find themselves doing in a certain setting, that can be cultural. You know, so in one culture, people hold pinky fingers. Men, when they walk in the streets, they hold pinky fingers. In another place, that happens all over the world. So that happens in India, in the Middle East, even in parts of South Africa, guys would do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never seen cousins. No. Never seen cousins doing
Wait,
it.
They hold
Qatar.
pinkies.
Yeah.
What
Come
do I
on,
in Qatar
come
for
on,
the World
dude.
Cup?
No,
Yeah.
come on. In Hammanskraal, guys would do that. No, they would. You've never seen that.
They also have cholera.
You've never seen that. They do that. They do
Okay,
it in
so,
time.
yeah.
But that's normal in a lot of
so
places.
you're saying that's culture.
Yeah, I'm saying that's normal in a lot of places, right? But in other places, they'll go like, that's crazy, okay? So these are cultural things. What Dave's hitting on here is like the evidence that makes it more likely that you're an alien, okay? and that evidence is
you mean
what...
alien from up there, not alien like Trump.
No, not
mean
Trump
an
alien.
alien.
Relax.
Yeah.
No. Don't worry about that. No. What I'm saying is Dave's right. I also have never seen you depressed, sad, angry, all the like whatever we call them like negative, and not in like a fake way, by the way. I'm not talking like, oh, that person's always in a good mood. Not like that. Because I've seen you pensive. I've seen you mourning somebody or something bad that's happened. When my grandmother passed away, you came over. It's not like you were like, grandmothers, who cares? You were like, you know what I mean? You cried, like you were like with me in the moment is what I mean. But I'm saying it's like a state of being. I've never seen you we've never seen you not positive.
But you know why?
Yeah, why?
Because I'm hashtag winning. You know this. And I've told you this. It's you know the Trump speech where he goes like, "We're going to win so much,
Yeah.
you're going to start telling
We're
you,
going to be
yeah,
winning so much.
so
You're going to
much.
be tired of
Yeah,
winning.
we're
Tired of
yeah.
winning. So much
You're going
winning.
to say, Mr. President,
Mr. President, we're
We can't
tired.
take it anymore.
We can't take
Yes.
it anymore. We're tired of winning.
It's-
So much winning.
for me,
So
it's
much
the
winning.
thing, like I'm a Ugandan. Think about it. I'm a Ugandan.
Yeah.
First of all, working legally in New York.
Yeah.
but not just working legally, working at the Daily Show. Right? How
Yeah.
many Ugandans get to do that? So me, I've always been very... Kibuka doesn't count. Kibuka is Ugandan light. So... No. I'm Ugandan. No, so anyway, the thing is, I've always been hyper aware of how like I am. And this is way before the Daily Show. I've always been being born in Africa, being born as a guy in Africa, as opposed to being born a woman in Africa. Already you're winning. Because a guy in Africa has certain privileges and he's given more leeway than a girl. So I've always been hyper aware of how like I am. I've always been hyper aware of my privilege, so to speak. So when people complain about things, people get, when people complain about things, oh, this is not working out. I go like, my life, everything is working out. Literally, I walked into the comedy cellar, got a chance to perform. I walked into their show, got a chance to meet them out of the blue. We became friends. Everything I feel like I'll put it like this. I don't like sweat the little stuff, if that makes sense. So for example, today, you guys came late for the podcast. What did you say first? Joe, we are sorry. We kept you. And in my mind, I'm like, why are you apologizing? Remember when we made a plan to watch El Clasico, Dave, you were there. We planned to watch El Clasico. It was going to be at 2. Barcelona, Real Madrid, biggest game in the world. I turn up to your apartment, 1:45. You guys come in at 4. Right? Right? You and Dave walk in at 4. This game was supposed to start at 2. And Trevor and Dave walk in full of apologies. And then I go like, why are you guys apologizing? Like, because other people would be upset. Then Trevor tells me, oh, people would be upset because we made a plan, you're supposed to watch. Then I'm like, why though? Like, why would I be upset? Like, you and Dave wanted to watch the game. We planned to watch the game, but you didn't show up on time. That means something more urgent came up or you are held up. You are not hiding somewhere around the corner going like, ooh, let's make Joe wait. Something else came up. And then Trevor goes like, but other people will be upset, maybe disrespected. Trevor, yeah? Yes. That's him. Yes, maybe disrespected. Then I told him, no, why would I be?
Do that apology. Sorry.
So Trevor is going like, oh, other people feel disrespected, their time. Then I go like, no, but it wasn't my time. It was your time. You basically...
You're the one who's not here.
You lent me your time. It wasn't... I'm not entitled to your time. You told me let's meet at 2. But it wasn't my time. It was your time. You just lent it to me, but I wasn't entitled to it. So then I go like, I can't be upset. The game you recorded it. You remember you went like, oh,
Yeah.
So then we watched the game. And then because for me, I don't understand why, like, so something small like that. Let's say I arrange a date with a girl and I don't turn up on time. She shouldn't be upset. She should go like, oh, Joe wanted to have this date. Joe wanted to have this dinner with me. But for some reason, he didn't. Something must have come up. Instead of putting yourself first, going like, me, I got disrespected, me, this and that, go like, oh, why did the other person not? Because, think about this way. If you plan a dinner date or to watch a game, and then you don't turn up on time, and then I find out you were in an accident, I don't get upset. Does that make sense? Because I stop putting myself first. I stop going like, oh, me. I stop going, oh my God, are you okay? Yes. Were you? Yeah. So for me, that's how I look at most things. I don't sweat the small things. I remember when I told you about the relationship I have with my family, right? With my sisters, and because my family, my siblings have access to all my money, to my bank accounts. Remember? Mm-hmm. I told you this, and then you went like, what? What if they stole the money? Now, I'm lucky that my family were very close-knit, but also you went like, but what if? Then I went like, I wouldn't sweat it. I genuinely wouldn't, because I would go like, oh, they know they can ask me for the money. They know they have access to the money. So if they stole it, that means they were so desperate. Something must have come up, right? And I would rather they steal my money than go steal a stranger's money. Because if they steal a stranger's money, now it's courts, now it's prison, now it's this, now my mom is stressed, my dad is stressed. Now they stole my stress.
Yeah.
But if they steal my money, then I'll go like, oh, that means they needed it more than I needed it. I've had the same mentality when we were in school, boarding school in Uganda. People would go like, oh, like, leaving your suitcase, like, the people would like lock them and everything. Yeah. And I'd go like, no, why? If someone can approach me and ask me for something, if they feel the need to go and steal, which, results in expulsion and suspension. They needed that thing. They needed that thing more than I needed it.
Here's a question then.
So
even in terms of, okay, let's just say, okay, that I can get it conceptually.
Okay.
But then how do you deal with like being a morning person? Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you're just in a bad mood because you didn't get enough sleep.
I don't believe in the concept of so much sleep. And Trevor knows this. And you know this as well. Because I go like, I'm winning so much at life. I don't want to sleep. Because if you're sleeping, then you're not winning. You're just lying there. You're not actively, no. Sleeping is one of the only activities where you're not actively enjoying the thing. So when I'm watching a soccer game, I go like, wow, this is amazing. When I'm watching a Broadway show, when I'm having a conversation, I'm eating food, I go like, oh, this is delicious. This is amazing. When I'm sleeping, I'm like this glass. I'm not actively enjoying the thing. Now, I understand the benefit of sleep. You're fresh and all this, but I'm going like, for me, sleeping is like going on social media. People who win are not on social media because they're busy winning at life. They're busy enjoying life. Sleeping means, so me, when I was a bit, in my teenage years, I used to go like, yo, if I make it, I'll watch every show, I'll read every book, I'll do things. And now I'm at that stage in my life where I really could watch every show because you're a member of the guild. They give you all these screenings. I could read every book because I'm in New York, I can access them. The one thing I don't have is time. I don't have enough time to do it because I only have 24 hours in a day. So I want to spend a minimum of those hours sleeping. Because sleep, you don't...
As little as possible.
As little as possible, because I have things to do. We play soccer up to 2. I have things to do. So sleeping, because it's one thing I don't actively enjoy, is one thing. So I sleep, and Trevor knows this. I sleep, and he has seen me. We've gone on vacations.
No, Joe sleeps
I sleep
3,
at most
4
3
hours.
hours a day. 3
Yeah,
hours
but he
a night.
has. I think you have that gene that I spoke to a doctor who works in like gene editing, and he told me that there's some people who are genetically predisposed to not needing sleep. I think you're one of those people because I've been with. Remember, we went to the World Cup together.
We've gone to 2,
So 2 World Cups actually.
Russia and
And
Qatar.
people can tell you who they are all they want. When you spend almost 24 hours a day with them over a certain period of time, the cracks start to show. I went with this guy. We went to every game and then we went to events afterwards, and then in the morning we did something else. And this man does not sleep and he's fine with it. Like 3-4 hours a night maximum. But more than that, to Dave's point, even when we couldn't get those hours sleep, I was grumpy.
I remember.
What did he sound like when he was grumpy?
I remember. No, he would just refuse. We went shooting and he just went like, no, I'm not turning up.
Yeah.
And we went, no, I'm not. I have to get my beauty sleep. And I was like, oh, God.
I never said beauty.
Okay, oh yeah.
I never
Said it in your tone. Now you see how I feel when you do me. I go like, I don't sound like that. And you go like, no, Joe sounds like this. That's exactly how it feels. That's exactly how it feels. For me, it's simple, Eugene. For me, this because I've explained it to Trevor. And he tried it and he had a terrible time. Like, I'll never. So for me, the way I look at sleep is I go, right? I'm up, and then I go like, oh, crap, it's 2. I have work tomorrow. Okay, I can squeeze in 2 more hours at least. Okay, 2 more hours of doing fun stuff. Then I go like, oh, I have to go to sleep because I have function. In the same way you eat food. Some people don't enjoy food, but they eat it because they need it for sustenance. So for me, the way I sleep is, I realize you don't enjoy sleep. What you enjoy is the act of falling to sleep. What you enjoy is the
weirdest
promise.
thing.
What you enjoy is the promise of sleep.
This is the weirdest thing
What's
Joe
on the other
does.
side of it?
Yes.
Just wait.
So for me, I sleep 3
This
hours.
is the weirdest thing Joe
I
does.
sleep 3. It's not weird at all. It makes sense. I sleep 3
Tell
hours.
the people what you do.
But every hour, I set an alarm.
Every hour?
Yes. So I go to bed at 4, set an alarm for 5, set an alarm for 6, set an alarm for 7. So I wake up.
Every hour?
Dave, stop sniggering.
Like you're in maximum security?
Yeah, no, listen. So I wake up. So when I wake up at 5 rather, I go like, oh my God, I have to go to work, right? Then I go like, oh no, I still have 2 more hours. You know that feeling when your alarm, that feeling, the promise of more sleep.
Yes.
So I have that feeling.
You reset your excitement.
So
I get it.
So
yeah.
I simulate that. So I go like, oh, I have 2 more hours. Mm-hmm. So then I enjoy the process of going back to sleep. Then I wake up an hour later and I go like, oh man, I have to go. Then I go like, oh my God, I have another hour. Right?
Yeah.
Then I go back to sleep. Then I wake up. Now I'm enjoying sleep. I'm actively enjoying it. Then by the time I think this is why it works. By the time I wake up I really wake up to actually go to work, I feel like I've had more sleep than I was supposed to have.
Yeah, it's not strange at all because some people.
He thinks it's strange. It's not.
Let's say you know that today you're gonna need $200. There's people who withdraw $1,000, and every time they spend, they still have a lot left.
Because you think, I've used up the 200.
Instead of
Then you're
imaginary
like,
ping,
I
ping,
gotta have
ping.
800.
Yes.
Yes.
So
I understand this.
yes.
But where the analogy falls apart is there's no REM and deep sleep in your wallet. I'm saying the thing you are doing
These are white
is
people
alien.
American things.
This is
Exactly.
alien, my friend. No, this is human being things.
No, but also remember,
I'm
Trevor,
letting
and Trevor,
you
you
know.
know this. Remember, I'm the one
Yo,
guy who can
I tried
pour-
this.
Yes.
You remember I tried
No,
this.
but you have to build up with
Yes.
this.
Yo,
test.
build
Yes.
up to what?
Yes, because
you don't have
I've
time.
done this since I've done this since I was a teenager.
Yeah,
because
but let me
when we were in boarding
do
school,
not try this. Whoever
No,
you are at home, do not try this.
Also at home, I would like to reiterate that this is true. You know, you often probably watch a lot of podcasts and a lot of information where people are tell you about the research that they did on sleep. You know, the research that they did on happiness, the research that this is real. This is
Because he's answered your guys' questions where you said, how do you maintain such happiness? And you've never seen him there. He's told you.
No, but I wouldn't
No, but
recommend
this is
that for...
but this isn't something that
yes,
people could
wouldn't
apply.
recommend
No,
it.
no. But what I'm saying is, he's built up the muscle.
No, I get that, but I'm saying you can't build up that muscle no matter who you are.
Yes.
You can't.
What do you mean?
No. Let's break it into two parts.
Yes.
There's one part which is how you perceive life. The other part is physiological.
Yes.
Okay?
You can't... I don't drink water because I think water...
no, I drink just enough water for sustenance.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, most human beings on this planet, are unable to sleep for 3 hours a day and function. It's just you can't do it.
Because they want to sleep all 3 hours in one lump sum.
This-
Yeah, but
this is
there's
what
people in war zones who do it.
Yeah, but they don't come out right. Remember, the ability. The ability to do something. It's like some people who have a greater lung capacity, like what's his name, the swimmer, Michael Phelps, right?
Michael Phelps,
produces less lactic acid than the average
genetic,
human.
yes.
So it's genetic. So when you are doing something that's genetic, you sort of can't give people advice on that thing because they can't do it. Like if Michael Phelps said to you, well, what I do is I just don't make as much lactic acid and then my muscles don't burn.
For me, the big thing
No, but
is
can I
that...
tell you why?
no.
For me, you know,
no,
the
no,
big
but
thing
then
is-
How do you account
so can I
for
tell you?
training and conditioning?
So can I
No,
tell you?
but that's
can I-
separate.
Okay, so can
This
I tell
guy-
you how for me it came up, and it came up by accident.
Yes.
Almost. So when we were in boarding school in Uganda, remember boarding school is like military.
Can I tell
it's
you
like-
how I
it's like
thought
prison.
it came up before?
Okay.
The way I thought it came up is because you're from Uganda, which is a poor country, you thought you had to pay for sleep, and so you could only afford...
Unbelievable.
I apologize
And
for
you see,
this
that's
guy.
why I said he's Ugandan.
So,
Like.
but now...
He's slandering our country.
No.
So here's the thing. So
Yeah.
so when we were in boarding school, remember it was like military, like, it was like prison, right?
Yeah.
So you have to go study, do this. Everything is like prison.
Yes.
So the only time we had was because we used to go for prep, which is like
Yeah.
you study after hours. Like so, we would go for prep from 7 to because you spend the whole day studying. Now you have to do self-reading. So we'd go for prep from 7 to 9. Then we'd come out. Then now you have to go and prepare to go to bed. And because I loved soccer so much and I loved sports so much, we used to wait for midnight to listen to BBC Sports on radio, which was illegal because you couldn't bring in a radio, but we found a way. So BBC Sports was like, that was our thing. Me and a group of other football, like soccer-loving guys. So we'd listen to BBC Sports to hear the roundup of the news, what happened in the Premier League, what happened in the Champions League. Then it would end at around midnight 30. Then from midnight 30, everyone else is sleeping. Midnight 30 to like 3, now we are discussing what happened. You know soccer, like you discuss.
yeah,
so
yeah.
discussing. This was our moment where we went like, oh, now we're in control of our moment. And then we go to bed at around 4. Then you have to wake up at 6. And we used to do this because BBC Sports was there every day.
Yeah.
And we used to do this every day. Now, I don't know whether the other guys kept it up.
They're dead, probably.
Yes, but the thing is, you guys were able to do it as a group.
Yes.
So that's conditioning.
I think
Yes,
like,
guys,
maybe yes.
you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm not disputing the merits of conditioning. It is possible for a human being to do things that they couldn't do before by doing something repeatedly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying there is an extra element that now creates what we call the super athlete, or there'll be people who have memories that are outsized.
100%.
There are people who'll be able to jump or run faster because their muscles twitch in a
Yes.
different way. So I'm saying you have that for sleep. But what's more impressive to me, because genes are genes, you don't choose them. what's more impressive to me, and I think it's to what Dave was alluding to, is, you see, you dismissed it very quickly as like, I have a positive attitude because my life's going well. I work at the Daily Show and I live in America and I got to do, yeah, but I'm like, but you've constantly taken that framing even when the winning is not apparent. Does that make sense? So now it seems obvious because you work at the Daily Show, and now it seems obvious because you work in New York and you're in America, and you so then it's like, that's like an obvious. But if I took the Daily Show away from you,
it would affect me because
you would still go.
Yeah, I was me without the Daily Show.
You see, so you'd go like, oh man, I'm still winning.
Yes.
Then I go like, okay, and I'll kick you out of America.
I would go like, I was Joe Opio before America.
There you go. You see, you're still winning. Then I go like, okay, you also can't travel the world. I'm going to kick you back to Uganda.
I was happy in Uganda. No, okay.
No, but this is what I'm trying to show you. So I go like, I'm going to take that away from you. I'm also going to take away all the money you've earned in your life.
I was happy when I had no money.
There you go. Do you see what I'm saying? So this is like what I'm trying to get to, and this is what's always fascinated me about you as a person. You've helped. By the way, you've helped me. I've even told you.
Yes.
You've helped me with this tremendously, because before I met you, I used to succumb to the idea of a failure or a sadness that I had imposed on myself. One of my favorite memories. This was the first time you did it to me. Was we were walking home from the Daily Show, and we had just started. We were like a few months in. It was a Friday afternoon. We're walking down 11th Avenue in New York. Traffic is backed up, so it's bumper to bumper. Everyone is there honking away, cars going crazy. I don't hear any of this. The only thing I can hear in my head is the fact that we're having a terrible time at the show because the ratings are bad. Jon Stewart has just left. We've lost 30% of the viewers. Things were terrible. It's like, man, are we ever going to be able to make this work? Here we are, some random Africans. I'm hosting the show. To Americans, I sound like Joe. Do you know what I mean? So I'm there on TV and I'm like, welcome to the Daily Show. Can you believe it? We used to get hate mail because people would say like, why do I say... They would say like, why do I say like words incorrectly?
Like aluminum.
Yeah, like,
not just aluminum.
Yeah, but that's like an obvious
controversy.
One. Oh yeah, controversy and controversy. Because Americans say, which one?
Controversy.
The people at work who used to go like, why do you say it again?
And I was like, but that's not how we say it. We would get letters. How can this person host the show when they don't even know the correct way to pronounce it? So all these things are piling on. So we walk out of the building. It's a Friday, so we haven't done a show. And we're walking down the street. And man, I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it. And the reason I'll never forget it is because around the same time, Leslie Jones had just done Ghostbusters, right? And so it was the all-female reboot of Ghostbusters. And she was getting a lot of hate online and people were saying terrible things about her, you know? Cool, all of this. That was happening at exactly the same time. So we're walking out of the building. It's me and Joe. Joe is Joe, his chipper, normal self. So it's Joe on one side, cars on the other side. And then, as we walk past the block of the Daily Show, there was a woman in a BMW. It was a drop top. But like one of the older editions, maybe like a 3 Series, but like maybe a decade back. And she honks and she goes, "Oh my God, hey Trevor, I love you. I love the Daily Show. Yeah." I was like, thank you very much. And I put my head down and I carried on, right? And I carried on what I was saying to Joe. And I was like, man, this is so hard. And I don't know if we're ever going to crack this. And, you know, it feels like we're not getting anywhere. And like, man, people don't like us just because of who we are. And how do we figure this out? And this is such a hard journey. And then she says that and I acknowledged her and then I carried on walking. And I'll never forget, Joe stopped me like just before the end of the block, because I carried on. I was like, as I was saying, you know, it's so terrible. It's so this. Then Joe was like, just like, what are you doing? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, what are you doing? I said, what do you mean? What am I doing? He said, are you winning or losing in life? I was like, well, right now I'm losing. Then he's like, you're losing? Then he's like, I'll never forget. You turned, you stopped me, and you're like, oh my God, you're losing. Then you're like, Trevor, there was a woman in a BMW drop top screaming that she loves your show. No one paid her. No one asked her to be here. She told you this. He's like, but you're going to listen to the internet. Here's a real human being telling you this to your face, but you're going to listen to the internet. Then he's like, it's this Leslie Jones. She's headlining a summer blockbuster movie. She's achieved something that most actors will never get to do in their entire lives. But she's focusing on the tweets. You two are the same. You're choosing your misery. You're choosing to be unhappy despite the world showing you every opportunity to choose something else. Then he's like, if you're going to choose that, you can't be my friend because I don't hang out with losers. They're like, you know when someone speaks to you like you're in a movie? Because I was like, who says that in real life? You can't be my friend because I don't hang out with losers. And then Joe went, in classic Joe fashion, Joe was like, because Trevor, he's like, I don't know about you, but me, I'm #winning. He's like, if you cannot see that you're #winning, then you should walk away from the Daily Show. You must go home because you are a loser. Not because you are losing, but because you have chosen to lose.
No,
So you can make your choice. But I know I've chosen mine.
Because to take it back to me being a Ugandan working here, the way I used to think of it is, how many comedians in South Africa would change places with Trevor in an instant if you told them they would host the Daily Show, and would Trevor be willing to go back to South Africa and be the comedian watching a South African comedian headlining this important show? So for me, the way I used to look at it is...
The way you still look at it.
Yeah, so Trevor had there was one blogger in Salon.com who was always hammering Trevor. Hammering, like, oh, he's not Jon Stewart, this and this. And Trevor, of course, people on the internet know this. And I used to go like, but Trevor, you have 200 people who come into the studio every day to watch your live show. People are turned away. The studio audience. People are turned away.
Yeah.
There are 200 people, minimum, who come every day to watch you do a show. Why are you worried about one blogger? Why are you worried about one voice on the internet? So for me, it's the thing I was saying about focusing on things. Same thing with Leslie Jones. You're opening one of the biggest movies. You're a black woman who has, the challenges of women in comedy. The challenges of black women in life and comedy. And you've made it finally at 50. Right? She was and you've made it finally in this hard world. And now you're fighting online with people and you're crying and because they're being racist. I was like, and I told you this, if I were Leslie Jones, I'd go like, these tweets are upsetting me so much, I'm going to go and hang out with Tom Cruise right now. I'm going to go and jump in a private jet and go hang out with Will Smith. You've worked so hard, and now you're focusing on things that shouldn't matter. And for me, Trevor, and I think you...
It's funny, I told you the story. You know, sometimes in life, things, I guess, they just happen the way they're supposed to. You said that to me. I ended up at an SNL after party, which, by the way, I think I've only been to one in my life. It might be that one. I've never been to another one. I've never been bumped into Leslie Jones. And I told her what you said. And I remember she messaged me like a week or two after, and she's like, yo, I don't know who that guy is, but thank you for changing my whole perspective. But that's what I mean is you don't get like...
I think the way you put... I feel like he's how to put it. So you can complain. And I think you said it actually.
You even do it. I'll tell you on a small level how you even do it. We all love football, right?
Yes.
Not you. But we all love football.
What is he doing here then?
So we all love football.
Witnessing a deposition, really.
And we watch our favorite teams. We talk about the game. My friends who support Man United now are in such a doldrum of despair that one of them in a group text said, I don't know what to tell my son anymore because I just bought him a Man United shirt. And when he asks me, Daddy, what's going wrong? I don't know what to say.
Child abuse.
And this was like his depression and like multiple people, Man United, they'll look at me and go, man, I don't even want to talk about, but like with like a deep despair. And I think a lot of football fans can acknowledge going through this in some way, shape or form, right? You're a Barcelona fan. When Messi left Barcelona and when you guys went through like one of the biggest slumps, I remember coming to you and poking away. This man looked at me with a joy that seemed honestly delusional. And he went, oh, man, rebuilding is going to be fun. He's like, oh, you should see the kids coming up in the academy. Oh, the world that we're getting ready. Then I was like, yeah, but you guys are terrible. Then you're like, yeah, but that means we're going to rebuild. That's what. Do you understand what I'm trying to say right now?
Yes.
Because now that's not a foregone. There is no guarantee that Barcelona will get better.
I always look at it the same way when we lost to Liverpool, remember?
Yes.
I go like, oh, but it was a great game. I don't, because also soccer is entertainment. So for me, the way I look at it, I think you said it, I think I'm borrowing from the thing you are doing at the Daily Show. I felt the thing you're doing at the Daily Show when everything wasn't going great is you are complaining and bitching about a bad shitting on your Ferrari. But you have a Ferrari. How many other people would rather have, because you can clean the bad poo off the Ferrari.
You can clean the bird shit off.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many other people would go like, I would rather have that Ferrari with the bad poo, but at least I have a Ferrari. So many times people focus on the bad poo instead of focusing on the Ferrari. And for me, I call it wasted stress.
You call it what?
Wasted stress, wasted stress. So for example, when I came to the Daily Show, there was a writer who came and told me she had been writing there 7 years. And she told me every day when they gave a script to write, she thought it was the last day at work. She thought she would write such a bad script, she would get fired. And I used to go like, so wait, you've done this for 7 years. Every day of those 7 years, you haven't enjoyed this experience at all because you're stressed about losing this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I told her, no. If I lost the Daily Show, I would go like, oh, thank God I'm going to get the Daily Show better. I look at it the way, if you dated Beyonce, you can either spend the whole time, or if you're married to Beyonce, you can either spend the whole time worrying that Beyonce is going to dump you, or you can enjoy it and go like, hey, if Beyonce dumps me, if Rihanna dumps me, I'll get something better than, because I could get Rihanna. Why do I think she's the best I can get? That means I can get the same or better. And so it's that. I feel like people spend, and I think it's also, people do it because it's seen as a sign of adulting, like always worrying about stuff, always being anxious. And I don't believe in that because my mom told me, you should never grow up. You should, until you've grown up, you should never grow up. Then I'm like, oh, how will I know? She was like, you'll know. But don't grow up, because we're always forced to grow up, like worried. In school, people will always be worried. They go like, you're a kid, why are you worried? Just enjoy this experience. Again, at the Daily Show, I remember you hired this producer, and after 2 weeks, she had never said anything in the meeting. And she comes to me and she goes like, yo, can I have a word? And I went like, oh, what's up? Then she went like, how come you confidently pitch jokes and takes in a meeting, yet you have an accent? How come that doesn't like hold you back? Because me, every time I try to say something, I start second guessing myself. Oh, is it smart enough? Would I seem dumb? Oh, this. And then I told her, I don't think about that. I feel like I belong in the room because I'm in the room. I don't feel any less smart because of my accent. I feel. So then I told her, it's like, and again, wrong analogy. I said it's like being on Epstein's Island. No one is going around going like, hey, everyone assumes you're a billionaire celebrity and you belong.
Was this the analogy you used then?
I used the analogy of like I used Illuminati.
I was feeling you. You were changing my way of looking at the world. Belong in the room. Then I'm like, okay, listen. Cool. And that one, then this guy, wow.
No, listen. So I've updated it, but back then I said Illuminati. If you're in the Illuminati,
no, tell me the updated one then.
Yeah.
So what's the updated?
So if you're at Epstein's Island,
don't
take away
Epstein's Island. No, Epstein's Island, bro.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't bring that juju here, bro.
Okay. Let me say, if there is a billionaires club, and you
No.
show up, no one is going to go like, hey, let's check. Everyone assumes you're a billionaire because you're there. So I told this girl, the fact that you're at the Daily Show, everyone assumes you're smart.
So you have the opposite of imposter syndrome, is what you're saying.
Because I don't understand imposter. Because I'm going like, you might say dumb stuff, but no one will assume you're dumb because you're in the room.
But what if they do assume you're dumb?
Why would they?
No, but what if they do?
And then I don't care because I don't care what people think about me.
There you go.
I don't.
Okay, now there you go. Now you're getting the interesting thing.
I've said this to like comedians when they go on stage and they're nervous. I go like, I don't care if I bomb because I know I'm funny. I've made people laugh all my life. If people, so
No. So this is actually what I'm trying to get to. You see, this is not. Now we've hit the nail on the head. Actually, we've gone deeper here. How often would you say you buy clothes?
Never. My sisters buy me clothes, but I've never gone shopping.
Yes.
And they only buy me clothes because they use my credit card, so they're guilty. So they go like, let's buy him something. Let's give him something.
Yeah, but you literally.
I've
never, ever heard you say the phrase, I'm going shopping or I'm going to buy clothes. Ever.
Doesn't interest me.
Rolling with you, anyone who knows you knows you're notoriously the guy who will be wearing like free t-shirts from like the local hardware store and local real estate agencies, and like that's you. And I remember one day saying to you, this is a crazy one. I was going on a date one day, and then Joe and I walked back to the apartment. You might have been there as well, but we walked back to the apartment, and then Joe went. I was like, let me go get changed. Then Joe was like, changed for what? I said, I'm gonna go to a date. And then you went, but you're already dressed. Then I said, no, I'm gonna dress up for the date. And this broke your mind. Like, I literally remember you going, but you're dressed. Then I said, yes, but I want to dress for the date. And then you basically said, why are you trying to appear the way that you are not? Why not just show up the way that you are? And then I was like, but then you're not putting your best foot forward. And then you said something that has stuck with me forever. You basically said, if you're going to go on a date as your best self, meet somebody as your best self, have them fall in love with you as your best self, and then turn into your real self, how can you blame them when they stop liking you? You like versus showing up as your real self with not your best clothes, with not your best vibe, with not your best energy, with not just you, not terrible, just you. And then I said, yeah, but then what if they don't like you? And then you said, well, then they don't like me. At least now I know that they don't like me versus they like me for who I'm not. And that's a weird, you don't understand how weird that is on an alien level. That's what I'm saying. Is don't care is like the wrong phrase sometimes because it makes it seem like, because you're a caring person. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. No, because
like if someone said, Joe, you make me uncomfortable, you wouldn't be like, I don't care what you think about me. That's not the same thing.
No, but that's the trap though. Because the thing is, no matter when people go like, I don't care, the next logical progression of that is they turn into jackasses.
Yeah.
So they turn into maybe Trump or people take, so when you have the ability not to care, people abuse it. Does that make sense? So they go like, I don't care what anyone thinks, and they think that's a license to be cruel, to be callous, to be. So the trick is in avoiding that trap. You don't care about what people say or what people think of you, but you still care enough to be a civil human being. Does that make sense?
You don't care about what they think. You care about what you think.
Yes, what I think. I have to be able to look at myself in the mirror. So if I went on a date and lied to a girl, not lying, but if I dressed up or... Also, I'm putting too much stock in this girl. I'm just meeting you. Why do I care that much what you think? Why? And also, like, if you don't come into my life, then you're not in my life before. You're not in my life now. Nothing has changed.
It's like this quote where it says, if you care so much about what people think, you'd actually be surprised at how little they think of you.
Yeah.
I literally used to tell this to my mom used to tell me, hey, why are you going out like that? People tell me this other day, Elisha, because remember when you told me, Trevor always invites me to raid his wardrobe. Come and get, because we have the same shoe size and all that. Yeah. Come and get whatever you want. And he invited me and I just took out one pair of sneakers and he went like, yo, that's all you've seen his house? Full of sneakers. And I went like, yeah.
No, I've never.
Then I went like, I'll just take one pair.
I've never.
Why would
Where
I
does he live?
No, because he's never invited you because you don't have the same body type. So here's the thing. So he invites me and he goes like, you're only taking one? Then I'm like, yeah, one is enough. And I've been wearing the same. Remember when you went like, you're still putting on the same shoe every day? And I went like, yeah. Because I don't have to wake up and think about what I'm going to dress up. I know what I'm going to dress up in because the shoe is there. And so for me, the way I look at it is, this is an interesting, I'll put it like this. I have so much aura. I don't need to add aura. I need to give Trevor a chance. Because if I add too much aura now with clothes and how I look and this, Trevor has no chance. So when you have status, you don't need to put on status symbols. I don't need to wear a watch. I don't need to drive the latest car. I'm enough, if that makes sense. So to the point of, I don't care what people think. So my mom used to go like, how are you going to get out dressed, to the point you were making? Why would you go out dressed like that? And what will people think? Or like, yo, you put on that yesterday, you put on that shoe yesterday, or you put on that coat yesterday. People would think you're rebounding the clothes. And then I used to tell her, if someone loves me so much, they notice what I put on yesterday and today, then they're such big fans, I shouldn't really care what they think. They're already such big fans because I don't notice what people wear. I literally don't. I don't wear what. I don't notice what. If people, I don't notice if you look different, if you change your hairstyle that much. I just go like, oh, I'm not bamboozled by the what you are. I like who you are. So it's the same thing. You know, I have no FOMO. You know, I'm not a FOMO
you are
guy.
FOMO-less.
I'm a FOMO. And apart from which book would I read? We did this. Remember when you had when you taped your special, Netflix special?
Yeah.
And we went back to your place, and we had like a small gathering. You, your team, friends, and we were having a great time. It was a Saturday, I remember. We were having an amazing time. You know, small party of close people were having fun, were talking and all this. And then around 2 a.m., you received a phone call from Dave Chappelle. And it was like, hey, I'm at the SNL after party, and Solange was performing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Solange
That was when Beyonce and...
Yes.
Yeah.
So then Dave Chappelle goes like, Solange is performing or performed. So Beyonce and Jay-Z are here. Do you want to come through? And then you turned to everyone and you were like, guys, Beyonce, Dave Chappelle, Solange, Jay-Z at the SNL party. Should we hit it? And everyone was like, hell yeah. And I was like, I'm not leaving. Because I went like, we have a good thing going here. This thing is amazing. Everyone was vibing, we're having a good time. Then everyone goes like, as we were bouncing, Joe, you're crazy. Apart from the people I was talking to, who we were having a great time. There were like 2 girls and, and we're having a great time. So you guys bounce. We stay because we were having a great time, a genuine great time. And then you guys come back. 45 minutes an hour later, and you go like, yo, Joe, it was dead out there. So I never have that thing of, is the grass greener and this and that. No, I just love being in the moment, enjoying the thing. And so to that point, I've never had the urge to value add to myself.
Don't press anything. We've got more What Now after this.
Can I have one more question? Speaking of alien things, how many cruises would you say you've been on?
Too many to count. Too many that I have a personal cruise consultant.
Yeah, we have to give this context. So there's one thing that Joe loves more than anything in the world, that's football. If I was to put it in order, I would say family, football, and then in third place, cruise ships.
It's very close to that.
This man loves going on a cruise ship more than any human being I've ever met in my life. If you've been on a cruise ship, you've probably been on it with this man.
Just give a number,
No, because I try to go every break we have.
Okay.
And at the Daily Show, we have a bunch of breaks. We
Okay.
just had 5 weeks.
So
we have like 2 weeks off. So we just came off a month. The one big, beautiful break.
Okay.
So I try to go because I come from a landlocked country.
No, don't
just
say
tell us
that.
the number.
We're not need a number.
So I've been on probably, more than 25.
More than 25
more than,
cruises.
and I think that's underestimating it.
Also, the time they started. This is not your whole life.
Yeah, no, I started in 2016.
Yeah.
Going on cruises.
Yes.
How did you discover cruise? Did you watch Love Boat?
No, because we have like the Daily Show, right next to the Daily Show, there's a cruise ship terminal.
Yes.
And I've always...
There's also a Hustler strip club. But you got into one and not the other.
No.
Okay, can we just
so here's
pause
the
for
thing.
1 second? Pause.
Okay.
I just need... Sorry, might be a waste of time. I just need everybody...
Only now.
No. I'm saying...
And Dave
I just
becomes
need everyone to
self-aware.
just... No, I'm not saying me. I'm saying I'd like people to take a moment and just do this. Think of when 2016 was. It was recently.
And there was also the pandemic.
Yeah. Just think
Well,
of...
we couldn't
And
go.
there's a
Yes.
pandemic
Well,
minus.
3 years.
So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
minus. So let's
So-
move that to 2019.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's move it to 2019. Think of what a cruise is. You've got in your head, there's a ship, there's passengers, there's the whole setting a sail.
Shrimp buffet.
Okay. Now, if someone says,
Deviled eggs.
I've been in the last 6 years on 25 cruises and I'm not a cruise worker, not a captain of a ship.
I've been the captain though.
I
am the captain now. I've been the captain now.
That would require, in the way you're saying there's a certain happiness, like why is happy, the questions you've been asking, that would require some deeper analysis. Do you know what I mean? It's not a simple thing.
Yes.
that you
Why?
went on.
So what is it?
Okay, so one quick thing is, when you have a Ugandan passport, every airport you go to, you're almost taken to a corner randomly just for some questions. A cruise, you can move to multiple countries while avoiding that hassle of waiting at the airport, being taken out of line, having to apply for visas, because some cruises, most cruises actually are, if you're on a cruise ship, you don't need a visa because they expect you to come back on the ship.
International waters.
Oh, wow.
Yes. So it's a very efficient and great way to travel to different countries without the hassle. But also, I come from a landlocked country. I'd never encountered big waters like that. We have a lake, we have a river, but that's it.
Yeah.
So when I came, I went like, oh, this is amazing. And then I also don't like, you know this about me, I don't like the minor stresses of thinking about food and this. And the cruise ship basically is like a kindergarten, but for travelers. Everything is catered for. Food is there,
good.
you know, or you don't have to think of things. Oh, now I have to go, where can I find restaurants and all this and all that. So I like that. But I've been to so many, to Dave's question, that I've been invited many times to go meet the captain. Because, you know, when you're a frequent traveler, so to speak, they hold
Frequent sailor.
Yes, sailor. So they hold the reception for you.
Yeah? Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes.
So when you're a frequent sailor,
Yes.
they give you a special hat and a special reception, and then you go in.
You know, you get to
they
meet
pull you
them.
out of the line still.
Yes, yeah, you know, they hold like a thing.
Opio.
Yes, no, they
Which way, sir?
they go like, we have a thing. We're going to meet the deck people.
No way.
So then the first one I went to, it was like the captain, his crew, and then the passengers who had been brought were like all white and old.
Yeah, cruise passengers.
Very old, like, because they had been over the course of their years.
Yeah, because they
accumulated enough
had
miles.
been on 10 cruises
Yes.
in their lifetime.
Yes, but
Which is like, that's now you are like
VIP.
super VIP.
Yes.
Because they were like, in your lifetime, you've been
Yes.
on 10 cruises. Meanwhile, here's Joseph
so
Opio,
then I turned up.
3 years in, 12 cruises
Yes,
deep.
I turned up and they went like, and because of probably the way I was dressed, because it was cocktail, but I was dressed the way I want. And I think they went like, oh, this must be one of the, you know,
Somali pirates.
workers. Oh, yes. So I turn, yeah, exactly. Somali pirates raiding the ship. No, so I turn up, and then I was the only black guy there. One, I was the only guy under 40. And so they go like, whoa, so how did you end up? They were really surprised. And I know, like, every chance I get. So for me, I do this, and I do this with food as well. If I find something I enjoy, I do that thing, and I'll do it. I won't try to like venture out.
Oh, you don't value add?
Yeah, same thing with like when I eat. When I go out with you, I eat the same Indian food every time.
Yeah.
And you sometimes go like, oh, Joe, try. And I go like, no, but I found the thing that I like.
Yeah.
So why should I try to? I found the thing that works for me. And so I feel like it could also be like, you know, when the way I was brought up, because my mom, again, to go back to her. So my mom taught me like certain things. One of the biggest lessons she gave me, I remember, one of the biggest lessons, and she doesn't even remember it because mothers are like that. They say things and they don't think about them. So when we were teenagers, you know, you start sneaking around, boys start sneaking around with girls, you know, corners around.
Yeah.
And my mom, I remember, told me, and I was too young to even think about girls like that. And he was like, hey, if you ever want to get a girl, please don't be like these friends of yours who we see at the side of gates, you know, in dark corners. Bring the girl home and let's meet her. And so she told me, whatever decision you make, it should always be for you. That makes sense. Whatever decision, she told me, you can, if you want to do drugs, if you want to rob a bank, if you want to beat up teachers, do it for you. I'll back you 100% of the way. The only thing I never want you to do is to try to pass the blame. So when you're like sowing, when the reaping comes, I don't want you to go like, oh, I was peer pressured by my friends to smoke or to do this or to do that. You have to own everything. So when the consequences come, I want you to go like, okay, I knew this was coming. So when I go like, oh, I love cruises, and people go like, oh, people laugh, or I go like, no, but I'm comfortable with my choice.
We don't laugh. We're fascinated.
No, people are fascinated.
I
We're
laugh.
fascinated. Yes, yeah. No, but I'm going to...
I don't laugh at you. I laugh because it's a crazy thing.
No, so I go like every decision I make. If you told me, hey, let's go Jay-Z and Beyonce and these people, I'll go like, okay, no, I won't go. So I won't have FOMO, I won't regret. So everything
You've
I do...
turned down a trip that we were going to go on once because there was a football tournament on TV Then Joe was like, no, thank you. Then I was like, Joe, we're going to go travel.
Costa
We're going to
Rica,
go to
yes.
Costa Rica. Then he was like, he's like, are they going to have all the games? I was like, it's Costa Rica. He's like, yeah, but I'm not interested in Costa Rica. I'm interested in what tournament was it?
It was the
Confederations
Cup.
It was
yes.
the Confed Cup, not the
Yes.
World Cup. The Confed Cup. Joe was like, you guys will have to miss me because I have 3 games a day. Oh, man. Enjoy your trip to Costa Rica. Let me ask you this before we let you go, because I haven't seen you in a few weeks now. What is happening in Uganda that like Trump is deporting people to Uganda? Like, why is like Uganda the threat? What do we not know about Uganda
Well,
that's become like the...
Well, for starters, we gave you Zoran Mamdani.
Yeah,
That
but I
already-
mean...
in Trump's book, that's already the original sin. No, I'll put it like this. So I went back to Uganda during the one big beautiful break. I went back home,
Yeah.
and first of all, I thought, and I was thinking this because I had to come back, so I came back, and I was thinking Trump must have been so happy to see me go because he must have been like, they are self-deporting now, back to Uganda, and then I surprised him and came back, and that's why he died and then rose again. But I thought they were gone, but now they're sneaking back and no. So Uganda is funny in that I think Uganda is a huge ally of the United States.
Yeah.
Fun enough, like we help them in Somalia because our troops are in Somalia
Uh-huh.
pursuing American interests. And Uganda is a poor country, so money exchanges hands, obviously. So I think Trump like made a deal with the Ugandan government to take these like people he wants to deport.
Yeah.
Rwanda made the same deal, fun enough, with Britain.
Yes. Yeah.
So-
yeah.
So they make these deals.
Do you know what the
but-
deal? Wait, but what is the deal? Is the deal that they're gonna go to a prison in Uganda?
No.
Because they literally said to one of the people, they said you have 2
Yes,
choices.
Abrego, yeah,
They said you have 2
go to
choices.
Costa Rica or
you can go to prison or you can go to Uganda. Then I went, I know Uganda. I know people from Uganda. What am I missing that your punishment is Uganda?
No, but I'll say this. All jokes aside, Uganda is a very hospitable country. So we have.
But
one,
that's what I'm saying.
No, but here's the thing: we have one of the most. No, but I don't mean hospitable like the way you think about it. We have one of the biggest when it comes to taking in refugees.
Yeah.
We are one of the biggest, probably the biggest country. We're taking refugees from the Congo. We're taking refugees from Sudan.
Oh,
we
wow.
took in Nelson Mandela and the ANC activists.
Wow.
We always are very welcoming. We took in people from Afghanistan, even if one of the writers at the show made a joke that they would show up and go like, we thought we had it bad. We need to go back. But the thing is, Ugandans are very welcoming. We take in refugees like by the millions.
Wow.
We take in Eritreans. We don't have like the, what do you say, xenophobia? We don't go like,
That's a South African. In Africa,
but even America has
Yeah, but I'm saying like a top, like, yeah. In Africa.
Ugandans are very, and I think it's because remember, Uganda is also the only country, I think, in Africa, which wasn't colonized. We were a protectorate. We basically invited the British over, went like, hey guys, come. And
That's
then they
how hospitable you
yes,
are.
and then they went like, but we're colonizing Kenya, and when like, then they went like, okay, this is going to be a situationship. And we didn't even fight. We never fought for independence. They went like, we're bouncing. This whole colonial project is not working out. We're bouncing. And we're like, okay, bye-bye. We are not that kind of people. Ugandans are very chill people, very hospitable, very nice people. I don't know what happened with Dave, but probably South Africa. But no, very. So we are open to people coming in. We are very open. And Uganda, fun enough, and I'll think about this with Zoran, Uganda always finds itself, such a small country, we find ourselves always we always find ourselves in like historic moments.
Oh yeah,
always getting involved.
Like the nexus of things
Yes.
that are happening. Yeah.
Yes, so for a small country, so I was telling a Jewish friend. You've seen me tell this to Jewish friends. I can never be anti-Semitic. I can never be, because we offered them, the Jews before they went to Palestine.
Yeah.
They were supposed to come to Uganda. The British literally told them, you can go to Uganda.
This was post World War II.
Yeah, post World War II.
So Israel could have been in Uganda.
I could have been the Palestinian, activist. So they were actually this close to coming, and then they went like, sorry, no. Uganda is very fertile, very nice place. And they went like, no, we're going to the desert. So then they go to Palestine. Another moment of Uganda being like in a weird global flashpoint. They hijack this plane, they fly all over the world. No one wants to take in a hijacked plane. Idi Amin goes like, I'll have them. Let them come and refuel, because Idi Amin was Muslim and he identified with the Palestinian cause. So they come in. And this is what I'm telling, this story is going to become apparent in a short time. So they come in And then you've heard of the movie Raid on Entebbe? Raid on Entebbe is when the Israeli commandos came to rescue the Israeli
Right.
people who had hostages.
Who were on the plane.
Yes, who were on the plane. So they come in. And guess who was leading that mission?
Zohan.
No, Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu's brother.
Wow.
He was the commander. He led that mission. And so they come and rescue the hostages, kill the Palestinian terrorists and all that. And then as they are leaving, a Ugandan sniper takes out the commander of the Israel commandos.
Yo, what?
He takes out Bibi Netanyahu's brother. And that's the incident that, when you read Bibi Netanyahu's book, that's the incident that radicalized him.
That's his villain story.
That's his
Yo,
origin
what?
story. That's his origin story. His brother was killed in Uganda because he had come to rescue. The movie is, this is a very huge, if you talk
This
to
is
Jews,
insane.
if you talk to Jews, this is a very big historical moment in their life, like the raid on Entebbe. And now, after all that, now Zoran is causing chaos. Where is he from? Uganda. For such a small country, we always... So now, and then next thing you hear Trump. Most people don't know the story about Uganda. Uganda was supposed to be the next Palestine. I think it came down to one vote. The Zionist, league sat and they went like, nope, we want to go to the country we were promised and all that. But Uganda, because the British controlled Uganda, so they were going to go. And then now you have this, and then Bibi Netanyahu. So all this, Bibi Netanyahu, like the pain he has, the radicalization, the monster he has become, is all because his brother, his oldest brother. You can imagine how,
Damn.
yes.
Damn, Uganda. Huh?
You're not gonna believe this. It's almost like Swordfish.
Oh my goodness.
Eugene is like, what's happening right now?
This guy
No,
just
I'm-
swordfished us.
But also,
I'm loving it,
but also, look at the story we have with South Africa.
Yeah.
The story we have, most of the activists were in Uganda, because
Yeah,
South,
yeah, yeah.
because the South and Central countries, South and Central African countries used to sell them out to the apartheid government.
Yeah.
And the only country, because Museveni was our president is such a Pan-Africanist, our national stadium is named after Mandela. Funny enough.
You know what you're explaining about Uganda is so interesting. You know the story about how the French became the French?
No?
So during
You weren't born like that?
during the Roman Empire machine rolling out in Europe, there was a small Germanic tribe that told the Romans that you're not going to do that with us. We're going to self-determine. We're going to tell ourselves what to do. They became the French.
Oh, okay.
Oh, this is the Asterix and Obelix complex, basically, right? The
Yes,
goals.
Yes.
And then that's why when you speak your mind, they say you're being frank.
Oh.
And that's why the term franchising came from. When you run your own little operation within a big operation. they
damn,
call
look
it
at
franchise.
this.
So Africa is francs and franchise is Uganda. They were able to self-determine a lot of things, and they were able to tell the big rolling out machine, which was the British colonizers, that hold on, we're gonna do it our way. And that way, no one ever wanted to do anything to them.
Yes, I always go. The way I think about it is I think Uganda is like the Forrest Gump of international global relations. We're always in the middle of
In the
things.
middle, yes.
But we're so small.
You're Humpty Dumpty in Puss in Boots.
Always.
You were there when every fairy tale was coming to an end.
Always
You were
when
like,
things
I
are
was there.
happening, yes. But I also think we're very like country. I think the thing you were saying, or the thing Dave was asking about, why I'm always happy. I think I'm a lucky. I think I'm a lucky guy. I genuinely think.
Yeah.
It's not a competition, but I think I'm one of the luckiest guys in the world. Everything, everything I've done, you know my story, leaving law school. I was a lawyer to become a comedian in Uganda where there's no comedy, ending up in New York, meeting you. You said this, I remember. You told me, because here's a funny story. So we start work, we hang out with Trevor, we start working together. He goes like, oh, I like your ideas, let's work together. Then, I get to meet his team. Then he goes like, hey, how about you write for me? This was pre-Daily Show. And I remember I told Trevor, but I'm also a comedian. And I can't give you my best bits. And also, besides, you're a road comedian, you can't afford me. And then Trevor goes like, touche. And so when Trevor got the Daily Show, the first text he sent me, I remember you were in the Middle East. He told me, I can afford you now, bitch. That was his job offer. It started with an HR violation. So anyway, the reason I say I'm lucky is Trevor told me something that also stayed with me. Remember, you told me if I didn't come to the US, I'll never have ended up with you. Because you kept asking South African comedians to come over.
Yeah.
And then he also told me, if you didn't, because my visa was 3 months, he told me, if you had come 3 months before, we would never have met because I was on the road.
Yeah.
If you had come 3 months after, we would never have met because I was now at the Daily Show. I'm not meeting randoms at the Comedy Cellar. So I feel like, for me, everything, and it goes back to the thing I was telling you, being born a guy in Africa, because in Africa, a girl to live a thriving law career, to become, it's everyone go like, this was a waste of money.
Yeah.
But a guy, people go like, oh, boys will be boys. And, when you come from a supportive family and a tight-knit family, and, not everyone has that. And so when I left law to become a comedian, when there's no comedy in Uganda, I remember everyone went like, oh, this guy has lost it. Because there were people who thought, because I had done so well in my SATs, I was basically sponsored by the government to study law. And the people said, oh, people thought I was going to be the attorney general. And so people went like, oh, he has wasted his potential.
The attorney general.
People thought I was on the
That was like your natural progression.
Yeah,
they were
like, oh, he was,
at some point you'd be the attorney general of Uganda.
They thought. That was their dream for me. It wasn't my dream. So I remember everyone went like, oh, he has lost his mind. And the only person who understood was my mom. My mom told me, oh, you've never messed up. I don't think you're about to start. So all that, like the lack of coming from people who are supportive, the lack of having like tight-knit family that can trust, the lack of like drawing or attracting or ending up with like very nice people in your life.
Yeah.
People don't count those blessings. Or people don't go like, oh, not everyone has like very supportive friends or good friends or like interesting friends even. And so for me, I'm always like, to go to the question Dave was asking of being happy, I'm always like counting my blessings. I'm always going like, oh, wow. Look, everything that has happened to me is way better than my like craziest dreams. It doesn't mean you stop working, but you just go like, wow, I'm really #winning at life.
Joe Opio, the luckiest man alive. This was fun, man.
Also the most interesting man in the...
This was fun
for fun. You.
Yeah, that's what I do. I do it for myself.
Yes, it was fun for you. Hang out with me for 2 hours and we're not watching a football game. I've never... Normally when I hang out with you for 2 hours,
That's how I have to brave you. That's how I have to bribe you, basically.
I'm going like, there has to be some reward for me.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
And then you brought Eugene. Now we are taping this threesome. And Eugene is doing all the watching, which makes it very uncomfortable. Seated in his cock chair.
Oh, man. This was fun, Joe. Thank you.
No, Trevor, it was a pleasure, man. It was a pleasure, brother.
Oh, thank you, Dave. Thank you very much. Thanks for being the viewers' the viewer's voice.
Before we go, let me tell you one story about Trevor, because people don't know this about Trevor. Because people was asking me, and I've seen people write about you, and people don't understand. People who haven't met you, and it goes back to the thing you're saying now, just thanking me. Trevor changed my life, essentially, right? He did change my life, coming to the Daily Show, and I remember, and he has done things for me. He's taken me to Barcelona a bunch of times, gotten me to meet like my biggest footballing heroes, taken me to 2 World Cups. And I remember Trevor sending me a text message. I don't know whether you remember. Actually, I remember when he first gave me the job. The first time I realized he was a nice guy, really. When Trevor hired me, you remember the text you sent me?
No.
He sent me a text that said, hey, Joe, it might not work out, right? You could come, go crazy or whatever. You're in showbiz for the first time, you're Ugandan. You could, I don't know how there's never been a Ugandan in showbiz. It's not your natural habitat. I don't know how you would respond. And basically went like, yo, if it doesn't work out, promise me we'll always be friends. Because we were friends before the Daily Show. We shouldn't be friends if it doesn't work out. And then I read that text message and I went like, wow. Because in Africa, when someone does you a favor, they make you aware that they're doing you a favor.
That's why we have no blood donations and organ...
That's right.
You would know. Someone's cornea, you would know.
I was like, this man should be telling me, hey, if it doesn't work out, I'll never talk to you ever again. But he was like, hey. And then the other text you sent me, this was before we went to the World Cup. You went like, yo, you've enriched my life and all this and all this. No, this was after the World Cup. I don't know, I did something. I think it was when I did the World According to Football thing.
I don't know.
We've done so much together. Helped me like win an Emmy essentially, but again, luck. Because remember how I came onto that project?
Yeah.
It was like almost like, it was luck. And then after like we do the project, we finish it, and we went like, oh man, thank you so much. You've changed, this, right, the same, usual like white Trevor stuff, very when the white side comes out, eh? Yes, you changed my life, and I was like, here comes the whiteness.
It almost feels like he writes them with a pen feather.
Yeah. So then
From the governor.
Yes.
I write these.
Yes. So he writes this and he goes like, you've enriched my life. And I read it and I literally went like, yo, if someone was keeping count, I'm winning way harder in this relationship than you are. You're taking me to the World Cup, done this,
I'm here.
Yes, no, but like I've done things through you, which I would never done, or which are like beyond my craziest dreams. But Trevor will literally thank you. Even if, when it comes to the friendship, like if you're keeping score, he's losing like crazy. I'm like 8-0 up, and he's like, oh, Joe, you've given me an amazing game.
It's funny because I said this the other day. I said, in the years that I've known you, because as humans, we're trying to rack up as much karmic points as possible. I said, your frequent mileage is crazy. You've racked up so much good karma your way, and it's evident. People don't need to be paid to say it. They just live it as well.
And without keeping score. Without
100%. I get it.
Yeah, without there are people who are, and I think you might be one of them. There are people. So my sister, my twin sister, is one of them.
You have
I have a twin
2
sister.
hours later.
Thankfully though, she doesn't look anything like me.
Is it her talking now?
I would say funny story about her. She is 15 minutes late because my mom didn't realize she had twins till when I came out.
Wow.
Because we didn't have like scans and all that back then.
Yes.
So she thought she just had a big baby or whatever.
Wow.
So she goes to give birth. And I come out and she goes like, thank God. And then the nurses are like, oh, sorry, plot twist.
There's another one.
Yeah, there is another one. But like to the point I was trying to make my twin sister is, I know a few people. It's my twin sister, my young brother. I have a very good person called Sharon Ubabara. They're very nice people. People are genuinely nice. And not Trevor, because I'm nice, but I know I'm nice. Does that make sense? I'm nice consciously. I go like, there's no reason to be a dick to people. And then there are people who are just nice. If my sister gives someone money and they don't bring it back, and you go like, hey, and then they come back and then you go like, don't give them money. They go like, but that's what I'm supposed to do. She doesn't think through the act. So Trevor is the same way. He will do things without. Well, other people keep on. So exactly, you get me a job. Other people go like, I'm doing you a favor. I'm changing your life. I'm bringing you to a medical league. Then for me, it goes like, no man, whatever happens, let the thing not spoil the thing we have.
Very kind.
No. Like most people don't know this about you because they read but the people who know you, and I think Eugene, you would agree. Never keep score. Doesn't even think about it. Hey, Joe, let's go to Qatar. Hey, Joe, let's go to. Hey, and you go like, okay, and then he goes like, oh, thank you for, and then you go like, I should be the person.
No, I said thank you. Because you make this thing what it is, man. Thank you. All right, we got it, folks. Thank you. For real, man. Thank you, Joe.
No, this was a pleasure, bro.
Thank you, my man.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching the episode. If you enjoyed it, pass it on to a friend. If you didn't enjoy it, pass it on to your friend still. Let them suffer for a change. And don't forget to engage with us in the comments. If you want to suggest a guest, maybe there's questions you want, maybe there's ideas that you have, you can chat to us. We will read through the comments and we'll get into it. Either way, I appreciate you taking the time. Thank you for hanging out with us on What Now? And remember, we do this for you, so we would like to hear from you. Till next time, thank you.